Hughes is going forward this week and not on the wing, with Maybaum going straight to a wing.
So, players in position, crowd good here at the Gordon Tafe Oval. Weather for South Point Garden Supplies, well, windy but no rain for the moment. Hopefully that can stay away for the afternoon, but we suspect that you're going to have to score well to the southern end. The nor'easter, or nor'wester I should say, has really set in today. Umpire Jones has it in the middle. He's just waiting for the final nod of approval. Thompson's in there next to Blood, Wombat Gully Plant Farm. And we're about to get underway with the 2022 Blood Toyota Cup GFNL Grand Final. Tom King, Jason Doherty and Matt Kershaw to bring you all the action. Jane Birch down boundary side for us for Lifeline this afternoon. Balls aloft. And here's Jason Doherty to get us underway. Grand Final style on K-Rock Football.
Two number 15s to do it. Nick Knott and Trent West to go up, and West gets it down towards Jai Thompson, who can't take it. Maloney for St Mary's across there as well. He can't. Feely off centre wing, gave it away to Wagner for Leopold. They get it on the outside. Marcus Thompson gets it inside forward 50, kicking to the northern in this first term. Giddings, last week's hero, kicks handballs over the top. Now Hughes, who we said is deep forward, goes for the kick. Has he got it through? Toby Barr worked back. I think he's kicked the goal. He has. So a great start for Leopold. Sam Hughes has kicked the first, and that took 20 seconds in the grand final, if you can believe that.
Well, we spoke about watching the reserves, and in the Colts game, it's really hard to score at that end with that breeze, and the way they moved the ball then was effortless, and, well, they moved it quickly, and the Sam Hughes move that we quickly spoke about, it paid off straight away. It's paid dividends.
What a way to start into the breeze. Just his 7th goal of the season for the veteran. And what a time to kick one to get his team underway. 25 seconds barely ticked over on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, and Leopold are underway. Umpire puts it into the air. Neither ruckman get a hand on it. Ball rolling towards the outer wing, picked up by Sherman, and he sends St Mary's forward for the first time. Through the hands it goes of McMullen. He's got that hamstring heavily strapped, but it's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Charlie Sprague, who's looking for a premiership as a GFL player after winning one with Barwon Heads in 2019 in the Bellarine. And he'll have a shot at goal with a man on the mark standing 45. So no issues here for Sprague in terms of distance. And he'll look to square the ledger to the southern end. Good sized crowd here at the Gordon Tafe Oval. He'll kick from 52. He sends it on its way. Distance, no problem. Accuracy slightly off. He pulls it to the left and through for a minor score. So the first score of the opening term for St Mary's is a behind. Leopold a 1 straight 6. We've gone just 2 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Jet Matthews with the kicking in duties for the Lions. Early doors in the grand final. Southern end of the ground going to be kicking into this stiff breeze. Oh, he kicks it high too. That has gone way up the shot tower. Outside 50. Falls to the front of the pack. Tracking it back. Dowling close to the boundary line for St Mary's. He comes back towards the pocket. Punched away by Trent Thompson. And over the boundary line for a throw in. Left forward pocket. Southern end of the ground. St Mary's into attack.
See a bit of action over there, I reckon, today, Jace, on that side of the ground.
We will. We'll get some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups as well from Kirsch in a minute for the two. Well, in fact, West is going to go up against Sprague in the ruck in forward 50. West gets it down. Roved by Thompson Jai. He couldn't kick it away though. It was smothered. Pack develops. Maloney's in there as well. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. About 30 out from the St Mary's goal.
The big keys at each end. Pitt has got Jasker for company. Patton has Connors for company. And down this end we've got Trent Thompson on Lang.
Blood tried to duck his way through a tackle for St Mary's. Dowling out of the pack. A high floating ball. And that will go out on the full or bounce through from behind. It's out of bounds on the full in the left forward pocket for St Mary's. Hello to those listening through KROC 955, kroc.com.au, the KROC app, and also the AFL Bar on Facebook live stream, including in the UK, where we've got listeners at 5 a.m. in the morning, or watchers in the 5 a.m. in the morning. Fisted forward by Jasker, picked up by Gordon for Leopold, a handball wide. Marcus Thompson's been omnipresent, but he kicked it into the oncoming Sherman, took it cleanly, tried to step around Thompson, went to ground, got to his feet, gave it to Not taken in a wonderful tackle by Jai Thompson. Well, some rumours that this might be Jai Thompson's last appearance in green and gold. It's been linked to a coaching job up in the country. And there's a bit going on off the ball. There's a bit of a tate taking place. Gordon might be involved. A high kick from Thompson. Keep an eye on that, Jace, as the ball gets to the wing. Clearing kick comes from Harry Ling towards left half forward. Through the hands there of Chalcraft. Darling's handball for St Mary's picked up. Jai Thompson again jams it on the boot. Back towards the wing. It'll bounce. Knocked away by Hughes. His palm. They're only ending up in the arms of Keast, who is dragged to ground, and we will get a ball up near the point of the square at left half forward. In fact, it's Garner who is getting to his feet now. Two-time premiership player Jared Garner. One with Colac, one with St Mary's, would love a third.
Damien McMahon back behind play down as well, so we'll keep an eye on that for St John of God. The kick in forward 50 from Benson, who was the one that was targeted by Leopold across on the other side a couple of minutes ago, and he's kicked the ball in deep, and Trent McMullen has taken the mark and will shoot the goal from 45 out.
Birchie is keeping an eye on Damien McMahon. He's got the hands above the head at the moment, trying to suck in the big ones.
Yeah, it looks like he's tapping his head too, so we'll just keep a bit of an eye on that.
So Trent McMullen, southern end of the ground, was obviously into this game with a hamstring injury. He's got his right hamstring strapped as he comes in. He'll kick with that right, and he kicks it high into the goal, and he has put it straight through. So first for St Mary's this afternoon off the boot of Trent McMullen. And they go to 1-1-7. They lead Leopold now 1 straight 6. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard. And thanks to Multi-Skills, in the experts chair, as always, is Matt Kershaw.
We spoke about before the lowering the eyes type kick into the forward half from both teams, that instead of doing that dump kick with the breeze, and they did that perfectly well then. St Mary's just to lower the eyes a little bit. McMullen obviously strong in front. Has the job on Jennings, has him today. So, yeah, that's a good contest as well. But he's very strong, McMullen, isn't he? In front, strong hands, good kick.
Sam Hughes not 100% coming to the Leopold bench either. Not climbed high, won the tap. Keast did the roving. Had his kick partially smothered. It ricochets. In fact, it wasn't smothered. It just ricocheted out wide towards Feely. Feely lowered the eyes, and Tom Scott got a quick handball off to Thompson. Thompson fumbled. Jai handball back to Scott. Scott under pressure gave it off to Liam Herbert. He fumbled. Pressure's hot. Good tackle. Holding the ball, not paid to Blood, but cleaned up by Sherman, who gave it to Blood. Blood kicks now towards left half forward. Just got it over the hands of a couple of players to Sprague. Sprague a handball inboard. Garner can have a bounce. Run to 45. Pull the trigger on an open goal square and kick the goal.
His nose is in.
Grand final day specialist is Jared Garner. Even Dev Smith alluded to it. He was a bit stiff not to be the best on ground medalist in 2014, and just that turnover. They'd like to have that moment back, I reckon. Tom Scott with that quick handball to Jai Thompson and open the door. And they kick their second, St Mary's. They're 2-1-13. Leopold, 1 straight 6 opening quarter of K-Rock football, thanks to Harvey Norman.
It just comes down to a little bit of composure and who can settle first in the heat of the moment. And Scott tried to hurry the ball on there, and he didn't really need to. It was still 1-on-1 there. Thompson had his opponent with him, and just go back, settle, head on the swivel, have a look what's around, and then get it going forward.
So back to the middle. The two number 15s, West and Knott. Knott gets in front this time and gets his own roving work, and then drops the football. Comes back to Blood, tries to push it away. Knott got a little spearing, little kick towards half forward. Ball, Dowling's handball to Mason on the up was great. 55 out, open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce? It bounces the wrong way for St Mary's and through for one behind. So moving it quickly out of the centre. The Saints 2-2-14. Desmond Tutu, may rest in peace, the Archbishop. 1 straight 6 Leopold. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Matthews short kick in, marked under pressure by Wagner for Leopold. He goes laterally into the right back pocket to Trent Thompson, who's got it a long way from home, kicking into the wind. Might only be about 170 metres, but it feels probably a bit further than that. Kicks long, wanting West or Pitt. Neither can mark front of the pack. Hands there for Tate. Shares it off to Jennings, who kicks on his left, but he's turned it over into the waiting arms of Keast. Keast to centre half forward to McMahon.
David McMahon gets it now, half forward. His kick was partly smothered, was it? The umpire said no, it wasn't. I thought it was touched off the boot, so did Jack Dixon. And the umpire didn't agree, and Harry Cole has taken the mark. Will shoot for goal from 45 out. Slight angle with the aid of the breeze at the southern end of the Gordon Tafe Oval.
They look dangerous every time the ball goes in their forward half at the moment, St Mary's. It's their transition
bringing
numbers.
It wide too,
yeah, absolutely. They're using the width of the ground.
Using the width. Cole comes in. Oh, it's a terrible kick off the boot. He's munged it towards the top of the square, but it's a great tackle by Lang, who kept the pressure off of St Mary's. And Harris Jennings wasn't going anywhere. And he is basically going to have to get his right knee out of the St Albans ground, I think, because he dumped him big time, and his forehead as well. We'll have a ball up.
West and McMullen. West putting the palm down, ricochets to Blood. Blood put a kick that went up to the top of the goal square that Jennings wanted to fist away from the danger. Out of bounds, boundary throw in right forward pocket for St Mary's. First quarter of K-Rock football, thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Boundary throw-in, as boundary umpire comes in about 5 or 6 metres. Mick Mullen, West won the tap down. Jai Thompson, he's kick smothered by Benton, trying to barge his way through. Jennings took on the tackle of Keast, but he's going nowhere. And a bit of push and shove. Lane getting involved with Keast, and there's going to be a free kick going to Leopold against Maloney, I think. And Tate will take it. So a couple of former VFL combatants. Tate wants the corridor. It's a good kick too, and it's marked by Marcus Herbert. Back edge of the centre square. Called to play on. Takes off. Dowling didn't go in. Dowling saw, I reckon. Just keep an eye on Paddy Dowling as he kicks towards right half forward. Wanting Williamson couldn't mark. Hands of the pack. Numbers there for St Mary's. Might have been Keast with the footy. Kicking towards the wing. Not a great one. Dixon for Leopold. Couldn't take it cleanly. Out of wing. Marcus Herbert barges through for Leopold. Dixon there as well. St Mary's through. Blood now picking up the footy. He's brought to ground. We'll get a ball up. And we'll just keep an eye on Paddy Dowling. He wasn't moving overly freely when he stood the mark there. He seems to be okay now as he's manned up for Wombat Gully Plan Fund. That's a good matchup. Jack Dixon will have to be on his toes this afternoon, Kirsch.
Absolutely will be. He's got a big job ahead of him.
Not got the tap down for St Mary's out towards centre wing, and the umpire will come over the ball pretty close to the boundary line. Logan Wagner gets up right next to Harry Benson, who look to be running with each other at the moment. So another ball up. West gets it down. Jai Thompson through the middle. Tate over the top, pushing the back, said the umpire. Going to be there. So Tate on centre wing on the outer side for Leopold. A chance to drive it forward into this breeze. He goes very close to the man on the mark, goes towards half forward with the kick. Jasker with a big thump away from behind for St Mary's, push it towards the boundary line, and in front of a very big crowd and the scoreboard, we'll have a boundary throw in. 2-2-14 St Mary's. Leopold 1 straight 6, and we've been playing 11 minutes. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock in this first term.
Thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices, not and West as they will do for much of the afternoon. West palming it down but missing Jai Thompson. Wagner there for Leopold. Just got it into the path of Mitch Herbert, who gave it to Tate. Tate too slow. Dowling wrapped him up, tried to bite off more than he could chew there. And then Dowling lets Tate know all about it. A little bit of push and shove between the two, and Dowling has it at left half back. Dowling comes in, board, he's hit the kick. Rain will have to be clean. He had a fumble, but he fumbled it into the path of a teammate in Keast. Keast handball over the top. Jai Thompson, that's a throw. Umpire didn't see it that way. Pitt, Liam Herbert, a floater inside 50. Jasker dropped what he should have taken. Ball at ground level. Patton elusive as always, but couldn't take the footy. Connors, handball on the up. Sprague to clear. Sending a kick towards half back, and the stretching Maloney takes a good mark just back of the wing.
So Maloney plays on quickly, kicks it down the line and finds Harry Benson. The two-time Matheson goes inside 50, spears the pass, can't quite find Blood on a lead, needs some support now. He gets it as well, coming around Chalcraft. His kick was smothered, goes into the arms of Blood. Blind turn, gets wrapped up, drops the footy. Umpire says play on. Hot. West puts the tackle on as well, and Maloney comes in late as well for St Mary's. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Left half forward for the Saints. Kicking in this southern end in this first term. And a ball up for West, and Not gets it down and gets a big punch away, only as far as Marcus Herbert. Goes around the corner with the kick wide for Williamson. Travellini tracks him back. Pitt comes in to help out for Leopold. Liam Herbert over the top. The kick needs a one-hander. Hamlet hanger if you don't mind. And that is a great mark to Brock Williamson on centre wing for Leopold.
The Port Arlington youngster with the footy has really become a key cog in this Leopold setup as the wind really gets up here at the Gordon Tafe Oval. Goes looking for Pitt Jasker with the spoil. If it wasn't out of bounds on the full already, it was. There's that northwesterly breeze pushing everything to one real pocket of the ground or more the outer side. Jasker sends a high ball forward to the wing, looking for a mark. West back with the fist for Leopold, sends it out of bounds, boundary throw-in. Who's the game suiting at the moment, Kirsch, for multi-skills?
Well, you'd have to say Leopold really at the minute. I know it's a bit of an arm wrestle, but the ball's been sort of in the contest enough for them to come out equal, I think. And St Mary's haven't hit them on the scoreboard with their inside 50s at the moment. So, yeah, it's probably suiting Leopold's style at the minute.
Boundary throw-in, West winning another knockdown. Ball picked up by Dowling, lost it in the tackle of Tate, shadowing him for the moment. The kick of Keast is partially smothered by Thompson. Wagner dumped by Keast in a tackle. A couple of Werribee teammates coming together there. And we'll get a ball up at left half forward for St Mary's. They're about 75 from goal. They're kicking with the aid of the breeze in this opening term that is about to tick over 14 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
So ball up. Not really went up with his foot in the end in the ruck contest. Umpire has found a free kick for Benson. Too high, gives it away to Blood. 4 to the ball right now inside 50. Goes over the back, Thompson. Doesn't sit for him. Lang tried to kick it off the ground in the end. Comes across, still inside. Dowling with the outside of the left foot. I think he's kicked the goal. He has! Paddy Dowling only needs 1 second. He turned around and kicked the goal. And he has kicked his first third for St Mary's. And they go to 3-2-20. They lead Leopold 1 straight 6. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
That's when they're dangerous, when they move the ball quick into one-on-ones, and then it puts the Leopold defence under a bit of pressure because they've got a bit of talent when the ball hits the ground. And Thompson was sort of going half the mark, half the punch. He didn't commit to either, and when the ball hit the ground, the dangerous Paddy Dowling will do the rest every time.
Just got to be so...
Everything's got to be right.
Yeah.
Everything. It's got to be a defensive punch. It's got to be a mark. Everything's got to go right when that ball's quickly in their forward 50.
Real conviction. Tap down West. Here's Marcus Herbert, a handball that was smothered but deflected back to Tate for Leopold. Liam Herbert gave it to Wagner. Dumped as he kicked a high ball. A one-on-one. Scott Travellini. Travellini works Scott under the footy and then fisted the loose football forward, but it now rolls out of bounds and we'll get a boundary throw in. Birchie, Damien McMahon, we're keeping an eye on him for St John of God. He seems to be out there, but we haven't called a lot of him, but he's moving okay.
Yeah, he came off for a little bit of a spell just after that, and I watched the bench carefully. There was no treatment or anything. He just had a bit of a breather, and he came back out. So I think he's all good.
Garno, kick went up the chimney. Wagner wasn't paid to mark, but now he's going to get a free kick for a push, and that's a good little match-up. A couple of Werribee teammates between Keast and Logan Wagner. Wagner, he kicked a couple of goals in the 2016 grand final, goes to a one-on-one, and gee, Marcus Herbert's been good early for Leopold.
He goes towards half forward with the kick. It's okay, finds Jake Pitt on a long lead. Still a long way for goal. He goes across to West, who takes the mark, 55 out, then he chips the ball. No mark, Marcus Thompson comes off the side of the pack. Garner, his handball, Travellini goes close to the boundary line. He runs his full measure, goes to the outside of the right foot. I think, Nick Lane straight through his hands. He got some support though. Ball in the end spills towards Mitch Burgess. He handballs it away. Herbert, short little kick, just the 15. Maybaum has taken the mark, 55 out from the Leopold goal.
Late inclusion for Edmonds, although we were told that it was Thursday night. He was told, but the selected team we were given had Edmonds in at a high kick right forward pocket. St Mary's defenders queuing up. Ball brought to the front of the pack. Maishman shares it by hand. Orgarinos, first time we've called him this afternoon, to the wing. Big fly. Jennings couldn't complete the mark over the top of Chalcraft. Handball out wide. Gordon looking for Jennings, couldn't get a handle on it, trying to keep it to his advantage. A soccer off the ground goes out of bounds. Umpire says throw it in, as some appeals for insufficient intent were made by St Mary's players. So a boundary throw in. Left half forward, Leopold, and it's rare we've seen any action on this side of the ground, Kirsch, for multi-skills.
Yeah, she's going to be far and few between, I think, on this side of the ground. The attacking side, we would call this, but not much attacking on this side, Jace.
Boundary throw in, not in front, gets it down. Keast got it away by hand to Maloney, who goes with a left foot kick towards half forward. Jennings can't take the mark. McMullen comes across. That was high on lane. He was underneath it. Chalcraft went over the top of Jennings as well. He got the handball out the back. So Leopold just trying to set it across to Gordon. Maybaum has to be good at his across defensive 50.
Risky.
And just takes the mark. Gordon running past in support now. But he decides to take a bounce. Rob Maybaum. He doesn't know where to go. He's under pressure. He got the handball away. Luckily, Gordon helped him out. He wanted a little bit of candy in the defensive 50. And he gets it wide to Trent Thompson. And crisis averted for Leopold.
He sold candy to no one, Jason.
He sold candy to himself. And now Thompson will take it from half back.
Thompson kicks now towards the point of the square. It's a well-weighted kick for Tate, and Leopold can go forward, puts it out into space, wanting Feely. Kick had too much on it, and then he took Keaton Rayner high. It'll be a free kick for Rayner, who's opted for the short sleeves on this chilly day. Noted long sleeve wearer Keaton Rayner kicks towards Keast, who marks just forward of the wing. He goes short inside forward 50, or just outside McMullen, forced to stretch. That's not ideal for that right hamstring. Wow. And in front of Dixon, sees it out of bounds. Boundary throw-in. A little bit of McMullen and Hughes getting to know you. Probably off to Lammy's at some stage over the next 48 hours. Free entry before 10 o'clock, open at 9, Friday to Sunday. That's Lammy's Tavern, celebrating 21 years as we get a boundary throw-in at left half forward for the Saints.
So West gets it down to the front. And can they keep it in, Leopold? That's the thing. They're under pressure. Travellini with a little toe poke kick to Maloney. Through traffic, right-hand handball. Just sat up a little bit to Sherman. Great kick. And finds Blood, wants to play on. Running 35 out 40. And kicking the goal is Maishman off the wing. And what they're doing best at the moment, St Mary's coming in droves across half forward, and Maishman kicked his first and the fourth for St Mary's. They go to 4-2-26. They lead Leopold 1-6. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
As the rain comes in this side of the box.
Can you just sit there in front of me? That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Right. But we spoke about it before, Jace, about St Mary's when they get that ball movement going and they're using the width of this big St Albans ground. It's going to suit their style of play, St Mary's, if they can get it out wide and then bring it in quick. But when your wingers are hitting the scoreboard or having shots, they're on fire. The St Mary's midfield.
Early advantage with St Mary's. Double palm down by West. Thompson trying to attack the footy off the wing. McMahon couldn't take it for St Mary's. Tater handball back to Big West. Wrapped up by Sprague. Got a handball away. Bounce though for Garner. Trying to barge his way through is that Jai Thompson, as you'd expect. And we'll get a ball up. Jeez, he's at the bottom of everything at the moment, Jai Thompson. And the umpire, as the rain comes, throws it into the air, tapped down by West. Going to be a free kick too high in the ruck contest against West. So Sprague going against West at the moment. And it'll be a free kick to the number 20. The issue here, though, is West is standing the mark. Wouldn't you want West tearing back inside forward 50?
Correct. Get back and help out, particularly with the breeze. As deep as you can.
26 plays 6. Sprague just sits it up inside 50. They'll compete about 40 from goal. It's got a good carry on the kick. It'll bounce. McMullen picks it up. Open goal square. Not a bad effort. Oh, wonderful effort. Trent McMullen has kicked a sensational goal. Tighten the right forward pocket. Make something happen, Trent McMullen, a Lammy's Tavern goal of the day contender. And the margin is now 26 to the good of the Saints. They go to 5-2-32. Leopold 1-6, remembering that Leopold goal came at the 25-second mark of the opening minute of the contest. And they are really asking some questions of Leopold now. I know they're kicking with the aid of the breeze, but they've got the score on the board in cricket parlance.
Well, you've still got to move the ball well, don't you? You've still got to take your opportunities, and that's exactly what they're doing at the moment. And I'm not sure if Trent West back on the line would have helped that great goal anyway, but it was a terrific goal.
Back in the middle, Maloney gets the kick forward for St Mary's again. It's a 4-on-4 down there. Thompson, big thump away to the front. Burgess to run across for Leopold. He gets wrapped up, and free kick found for a hold, said the umpire. It's going to be advantage, as it is. Wagner takes the mark for Leopold just inside defensive 50 on the outer side. Half-back flank, so the Lions defence under a bit of pressure here. He goes down the line, Wagner, and it's a long kick. Holds up Pitts there, tries to tap it towards Marcus Herbert. He got the handball over the top. Leopold trying to move it close to the boundary line. Feely runs out of room. And against Riley Hall there, we'll have a boundary throw in. Just forward to centre wing for St Mary's. They lead 32, Leopold 6. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
St Mary's are like the tennis player holding serve comfortably. From the tap down, chance here for Feely under pressure. His handball was a blind one, and first onto it was Garner. Was able to shrug away from Maybaum. Came inboard with a kick to Sherman. Sherman quick release to Damien McMahon. Damien McMahon to a runner coming off half back. That's Ling. Ling sending it inside forward 50 or just outside, and Dowling coming up as marked in front of Dixon for St Mary's. Right half forward, Dowling. This distance wouldn't test him from 55, so he pulls the trigger on a long ball that has just missed to the right. Through for a minor score. The umpire saying it hit the post, in fact. But hit the behind side. 5-3-33, Leopold 1-6, and that ball movement is proving very hard. Kirsch for multi-skills for Leopold to contain.
Absolutely. Their efficiency is really good with the wind at the moment too.
Matthews kicks it in looking for Pitt. Front and centre was Williamson for Leopold. Runs his full measure across centre wing. Spears the pass towards Marcus. Thompson can't take it. Garner can. He has the ankle as well behind. We'll keep an eye on that for St John of God. Rayner inside 50 again. Big punch away. Leopold working hard. Burgess just with a clearing kick. Back towards the middle of the ground. Having to stand. Maybaum couldn't take it. Marcus Thompson off the side. The Lions go towards half forward with the kick. And is it a hold to Patton? It is, I think. And he'll take the free kick at half forward.
He chips one over the top to Herbert. It's Williamson, I think, who's down in back play for Leopold. But St John of God, keep an eye on that Birchie. That might be a big blow if he's not right. Bit Cam Rayner liking the way he's grabbed that ankle, and Patton's found Pitt on a lead with a well-weighted kick and a shot at a much-needed goal, although the distance would be a tester into this breeze.
Absolutely it would.
Birchie, are you keeping an eye on Brock Williamson for us?
I am. He's really hobbling off, so we'll just wait until he gets right over here to have a good look.
It's actually in a collision. It was pretty nasty too.
Right ankle it is, yeah.
Jake Pitt played 2 Sandford games with Clonell. Port Adelaide Prince Alfred Old Collegians, I should say, a shot at goal. Gee, that's not a bad effort into the breeze, but it's going to fade from left to right, and it's off hands and through for A- scorers. Williamson really favouring one side as he comes from the ground for St John of God, your emergency specialist. The scoreboard, Leopold. It's only their second score of the contest. It's been 24 minutes between scores. They're 1-1-7. St Mary's 5-3-33 on the K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Leading to Sherman and then to Travellini in defence for St Mary's. Goes towards, not on centre wing, goes up. Can't take the mark off the back lane. He might end up with it. He went third in line. He gets wrapped up. Handball away towards Burgess. His handball towards Herbert Liam. Back to Burgess. Close to the boundary line. His handball back towards Tom Gordon. Leopold mucking around with that half-back. They need to get away. Oh, Benson puts some pressure on. He comes back to Matheson. All over the top. Gordon. And he's paid a free kick to St Mary's.
Whoa.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that was wrong because he was well on the ground first.
So Gordon can't believe it. Benson goes across 50, puts it out towards Damien McMahon. He can't take the mark. Wagner's against him. Also, Mayborn gets there for Leopold. Oh, he's wrapped up by McMahon. Loses the football on the tackle. Close to the boundary line. In fact, it runs out. It's in the left forward pocket for St Mary's, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So 5-3-33 St Mary's. They lead Leopold 1-1-7. 25 minutes played first term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel.
St Mary's really have made the most of this breeze in the opening quarter. Jack Blood won the toss, elected to kick to the southern end. Boundary throwing, not working. Giddings off the footy. Dowling went to ground, brought to ground by Dixon in the tackle as well. Giddings underground handball has only ended up with Garner. Garner, a quick snap. Gee, that wasn't a bad effort from the Star Saint, but he's missed to his near side through for a minor score. And there's another Leopold player with a bit of an injury issue. I reckon it's Mayborn standing next to Damien McMahon in back play. Just maybe with a slight lower leg issue that will keep an eye on Birchie for St John of God. 5-4 plays 1-1, and St Mary's are doing some real damage early.
Oh, Burgess played on from full back, gave it 2 bounces, then lost it towards Cole, who got under pressure from Burgess, who put the tackle on in the end, and it's out of bounce on the full. So maybe redemption for Leopold just there. Burgess tried to bring it the attacking side as well. So they're in the right forward pocket for St Mary's. And the Lions will try and bring it out of defence again once the football comes back. So we'll see Harry Cole will stand the mark. Tom Gordon will take the free kick for Leopold once the footy comes back to him and the umpire calls time back on. He'll do so now. So West back on the ground for Leopold will be a target with Pitt. And Gordon goes in that direction towards half-back for the Lions. Thompson put a hand up there. He couldn't take it. Ball from Sprague. Lost to Wagner. He shuffled the handball out. Maishman, he picks it up one-handed. Gets chicken-winged a bit. Tried to get it out. Rain is right there as well. And straight in front of our best seats in the house, thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7. We will have a ball up.
West and Sprague to go at it. West with a height advantage wins the tap down. Blood will be first on the footy. Keeping him company was Feely. Couldn't take the footy. Maloney flirting with the boundary line. Went looking for Dowling, who couldn't reel it in. It's off hands. Out of bounds in the right forward pocket. Good crowd ringing the Gordon Tafe Oval here this afternoon. Leopold St Mary's, the 2022 Blood Toyota Cup GFNL Grand Final, and it's St Mary's with the early advantage, leading by 27, kicking with the aid of the breeze. Boundary throw-in that will fall short of Knott and West. It's picked up by Burgess, had a false start with the kick and then dropped the footy. Garner diving in over the top, and there's a Leopold player that's dived in and reeled that in. That could be holding the ball if he's not careful. It might be Lane at the bottom of all that. In fact, it's Mitch Herbert, and we'll get a ball up. About 40 out from the St Mary's goal. Would love to ram home their advantage. West the palm down, and then he has to lay a tackle, and we'll get a ball up. Still about 35 out from the St Mary's goal. Right forward pocket at the southern or Buckley's end of the Gordon Tafe Oval. Benson, the last man to his feet, got Lane for company for Wombat Gully Plan Farm. Tapped down by Knott. Roving Garner tight in the right forward pocket, has missed everything, and it'll be a free kick to Leopold. And is this a manageable margin, or have they let him get too far away from them for the moment, Kirsch?
It's really hard to know, isn't it, Kingy? They've had a fair few inside 50s, Leopold. They've just had too many easy exits. So when they got the breeze, I guess half-time we'll have that even up and we'll know, I suppose.
Tate kicked it in from the back pocket, but was looking for Trent West. Only found the boundary lines out of bounds on the full. So Charlie Sprague will take the free kick right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7. He pops it up towards the top of the square. Oh, not got one over the shoulder from Thompson. In fact, it was McMullen. The umpire said no, it's off hands and out of bounds in the right forward pocket again for St Mary's. They are 5-4-34. They lead Leopold 1-1-7, and we've played nearly 29 minutes. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock in this first term.
Ball back into play for Knott and West to go at it again. West winning the tap down twice. Wagner at the front of the pack couldn't take it for Leopold, but Benson could. Handball back. Fit of the fumbles came from Maishman, and then the loose footy pumped forward by Liam Herbert for Leopold. Back with the flight. Travellini did well in a one-on-one against Hughes and took the mark. He gives a quick handball off to Damien McMahon. A high kick inside forward 50 to a one-on-one. McMullen tried to work his man under the ball. Good defensive spoil came from the back. Might have been Gordon. Front of the pack pit. Well done on the up to Patton. Patton to the middle of the Gordon TAFE oval to Marcus Thompson. Feely can't get his hands on it. Patton went to go off the ground for Leopold and had a fresh area. Sherman, Damien McMahon dumped in a good Pitt tackle. Pitt tried to knock the ball forward. Sprague taken by Feely. Good tackle, not rewarded. Now free kick too high. Going to Marcus Thompson, who is spending a lot more time forward as he goes laterally with a kick to Lane.
He does. Off the back end of the centre square at half-back lane. Goes towards centre wing Mayborn, who looks to have recovered from that leg injury. He chips the ball over the top. Sets Lane a task. Leaves it behind. Blood comes at him. He's hatched the ball. The umpire says you definitely have. And St Mary's will take the free kick on centre wing. So just a fit of the fumbles there from Nick Lane. All it was required for Jack Blood to take the free kick. But it is quarter time here in the grand final. It's St Mary's 5-4-34. They lead Leopold 1-1-7.
So it was Leopold that drew first blood. They kicked a goal in the opening 30 seconds of the contest through the veteran Sammy Hughes, but St Mary's, with the aid of the breeze, have been able to bang on 5 goals and open a 27-point buffer. But we won't get a true indication until Leopold have had their use of the breeze in the second term here at the Gordon TAFE Oval. That first quarter going 29:59 on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Opening quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. We're here for APCO Cafe 24/7, but we're not going anywhere because there's a bit going on in the middle, and Chulcraft is one of those involved as Leopold make their way to their huddle. Ben Maloney having a bit to say as always, and the players now will split, go to their respective huddles and listen to their respective coaches. Quarter time at the Gordon TAFE Oval. It is the GFL Grand Final of 2022. It's St Mary's by 27 points, 34-7. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Live breathe, K-Rock footy.
Say your garage door is stuck on pause and your wiring needs some ironing. Your pipes are cracked and leaking and your heater's just not heating.
Sounds like you need to call RACV Trades.
Whether it ends up urgent or not, they can get you out of a spot. And here at K-Rock, we're coming to save the day.
K-Rock's DIY. Don't do it yourself. Why risk time, money and injury making the problem worse? Whatever's going wrong at your place, we can help. Head to krock.com.au now. Upload some pictures of what needs fixing and we can sort you out with $5K to spend on RACV Trades.
Are all the gutters rusted through? Front doors locked and busted too?
Please resist the urge to go and risk your health. Simply get online today. We'll make that problem go away.
Yeah, leave the rapping to me, mate.
With K-Rock 955s, don't do it yourself. RACV Trades, the way trades should be. All trades delivered by CHR Proprietary Limited, trading as RACV Trades.
Warralilly is a place with a great community vibe we like to call the Warralilly way of life. It all started 10 years ago when we welcomed our first resident. In 2022, we've hit another amazing milestone. 10,000 people who call Warralilly home. To celebrate, we're giving you $10,000 towards your...
In the day where that warm north-westerly would come in.
13.5 feels like 5.4.
Oh, Birchie's a trooper down there.
There you go.
5.4.
5.4.
Yeah, I reckon it feels all of it.
So Leopold, looks like Tate, they might have gone into the middle there.
Yep. Next to Benson.
Yep.
He has, yeah, a bit of body in there. It'll be interesting to see how they go defensively here, St Mary's, and whether they want to bottle it up and get it to that outer side as well and defend for the whole quarter and just make it a bit of a bit of a fight, bit of a scrap.
I like this one back gully plan for Marcus Herbert and Jack Blood.
Yeah, that's a nice one, isn't it?
We've got a bit of a delay here because there is a big crowd here at the Gordon TAFE Oval and not many exit points off the ground, and there's a big contingent over in front of the scoreboard on the northeastern side of the ground. They're just taking their time to come off. But Marcus Thompson, where's he starting this? He's starting forward again.
Yep.
And I think that's his day. That just gives you an indication. If he was completely fit, he's in the middle right now, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. And like Gary Hocking said at the start of the interview, he would be starting in the midfield, but he only spent that small 2 little periods in there, and he's spent most of the time forward. So obviously more than hindered by that hamstring, but he's out there giving it a go. And I think for Leopold fans, they'd rather him in the midfield, but obviously can't take his position in there for the whole quota.
KROC 955, kroc.com.au and the KROC app bringing you the GFL Grand Final of 2022. And for those watching the AFL Barn Facebook live stream, we welcome you wherever you are watching around the world. This grand final between St Mary's and Leopold. Second quarter, umpire Jones to put it into the air. Here's Jason Doherty for Geelong Bank.
Nick Knott goes up early, gets it down. Harry Benson runs through the middle. The Matheson medalist goes with a right foot kick inside 50, getting across though. Dixon, red at the better for Leopold, took it in the last line of defence in front of Tom Lang and will repel that attack and push the Lions back towards centre wing. He goes towards Jennings, falls short. Marcus Herbert's off the side of the pack. Charlie Sprague just with a tumbling punt back inside 50, falls towards Dowling, who tries to pick it up for St Mary's, getting across there and helping out Trent Thompson with Dixon for Leopold, and we will have a ball up about 35 out from the St Mary's goal.
Brock Williamson is hampered, very seriously hampered. He's out there, but he's not moving well at all. West winning the tap down for Leopold. We're 35 out from the goal that St Mary's is attacking to the primary school on northern end. Orgarinos can't get away, and we'll see it go into the air again. West winning the tap down. Jai Thompson, his target. The ball comes out of the front of the pack for St Mary's, taken by Lang. Lang wearing the glove this afternoon on the left hand. He kicked around the corner, went barely a metre, and Benson was able to pick up the loose ball, but he was wrapped up by Trent Thompson, and we'll get a ball up. So deep in the forward 50 for St Mary's, they lead by 27. Tap down West. Chance here for Tom Gordon. Ran into a tackle and lost it in that tackle. No free kick paid. Dixon head over it, wrapped up by Blood. Might have got one high, and he'll take a free kick. Jack Dixon, left back pocket for Leopold. They find themselves a long way from home. He kicks wide, looking out there for Williamson. Had to play spoiler on Sprague. Brought the ball to ground, picked up by Liam Herbert. His handball went up the chimney and out of bounds, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Just below the scoreboard that shows St Mary's for Geelong Bank, 5-4-34 Leopold, 117. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. Check out geelongbank.com.au.
So boundary throw in. Just forward to centre wing for St Mary's. Knott works his way to the front. West, though, gets in there quickly and gets it down towards Tate, who can't take it. Blood's over the top of it as well. Tate drags it back in. The umpire is going to ball it up. And it will be another stoppage on centre wing on the outer side. Knott and West held on to. The umpire said yes, he was. And Jack Blood not happy with it, but I think it was there, and the big fella Trent West for Leopold will chip the ball into the middle. Tate had to sit and wait. Off the back, Rayner did well and ended up with the football for St Mary's. Drives it towards half forward. It's okay. Lang takes the mark, plays on. 50, bit of candy. Right foot into the pocket. Turned it over though. Matthews in front for Leopold will repel another St Mary's attack.
Goes short into the right back pocket. Maybaum has taken the mark and back into the side after missing the first semi and preliminary finals. He drives a kick. Giddings his target. Hall for company. Giddings front position. Gets over the back of both of them. Williamson there. Picked it up cleanly. Did okay. Got away from Hall. Low kick is okay. And Marcus Herbert is marked. Wants the middle of the ground where West is all alone on the centre wicket area. He drives it long inside forward 50. Marking target was Liam Herbert. Well done. Jaska got a hand on the footy. But then he found himself wrapped up by Patton. Ball spilled out. Chance here for the Saints to repel. Sprague provided a block for McMahon. McMahon sent a handball wide that set Garner up. Taken in a tackle. Ball spilled out. Garner came again to give a handball. Connors, the grand final hero of 2019. Keast, Garner, round the corner with a kick that West cleans up. Miss hit the handball, opened the door for Chalcraft. He gave it to Knott. Knott to Garner, had to reach for it all. Crunched, body slammed by West, and it's a free kick for too high. Oh, some sort of off the turnbuckle arrangement from Trent West. And a free kick going to St Mary's at right half back to be taken by Garner.
So Garner took a while to get up to after getting smashed into the turnbuckle by Trent West. Goes towards centre wing, holds up, no mark off the side. Marcus Herbert gives it to Wagner for Leopold. They come back inboard. Liam Herbert's taken the mark, and he now plays on. Runs through the middle of the Gordon Tafe oval, goes towards half forward. Rayner in front. Oh, coming out, Marcus Thompson. Hamlet hanger from 4 deep, comes 55 out. Gets the ball towards Patton off a step, turns around. Open goal square. Lammy Mary's having goal today, contender Mitch Patton. And he kicks his first of the afternoon. And all from Marcus Thompson and the Herbert brothers. And they get it forward. They kick their second. 2-1-13 Leopold. St Mary's 5-4-34. Geelong back. K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
It's funny because I was going to mention about the ball movement, how it's they're kicking to contests a lot at the moment, Leopold. And that play was actually, they used the uncontested ball, which was really good and really quick. When they moved it in there, I mean, Marcus Thompson shouldn't be your leading hit up forward, but he actually split the pack, turned around, missed the target, and then you got the other small Patton. They had some really good shape behind the ball, so it was a smart kick by Marcus Thompson, because if he had bombed it back to their shape, so very clever.
West winning the tap down in the middle. A chance here for Tate against Benson. A handball back to Wagner coming off half-back. Gordon will receive for Leopold. Gordon on the outer wing, and there's some run for the Lions now. Kick over the head of Liam Herbert, but Rayner dropped what he should have taken. Releases for Williamson. Williamson now kicking on the right boot. Lowered the vision into the left forward pocket and found Marcus Thompson.
Fire down there.
Well, it might be a forced move that could prove pretty handy. Although the distance shouldn't test him here. He's going to step out. What's he seen? He's just going to set it up to about 25 out from goal. He wants Tate, who had to play from behind. I don't know why Thompson didn't have a shot. McMahon cleaned up, went looking for Dowling, but missed him with the kick. Dixon, 55 from goal for Leopold to the pocket. Mayball back with the flight with no conviction and didn't mark. Keith cleaned up, wanted the corridor, dangerous. Wagner and Benson, the two knives. Benson smart, knocked it up to Sherman. Garner took on the tackle of Hughes and then kicked to the middle of the ground.
Goes towards Thompson, who's fighting with Lang. Free kick is an advantage. They keep going. Over the top. Algarinos go to McMullen, who's 20 metres in the clear. 30 out and closing. Northern end of the ground and makes the pay. That is his third of the afternoon. Trent McMullen. And St Mary's kick their sixth. They are 6-4-40. They lead Leopold 2-1-13. Geelong Bank, K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard, and in the experts chair for Multi-Skills. Unleash your potential with construction industry training at Multi-Skills. Here is Matt Kershaw.
Maybaum's a very good footballer, but that was just it wasn't a great look, the dropped mark coming back into the pack. But, you've got to take chances. A simple sort of drop mark inside your forward 50 turns out to, 2 kicks? Out the back, McMullen goal. So, look, you've got to really make your chances, particularly when you're a couple of goals down.
West winning the tap down, but the roving by Maishman. Handball release, and they're away through Keast. Drives it long inside forward, 50 to a 1-on-1. Out the back goes Matthews with a handball for Leopold into the path of Gordon. Will it sit for him? If it does, he's okay. He didn't sit for him, so he had to palm it on to Wagner. Wagner tried to take on the tackle of Sherman. The ball spilling now to Garner. He's taken by Tate. Ball spills. Chance now for Giddings, or is it Jennings head over the footy? There's a bit going on behind play. Garner in a little Tate with Tate. Dare I say it, excuse the pun. And we'll get a ball up now with underneath the pack Maishman. And we'll see it tossed into the air. Here's West winning the tap down. Feely there, haven't had a huge influence on the contest, but he's got a clearing kick now.
He goes towards half forward. It's a 2-on-1. Sherman gets across there for St Mary's as the second, with Jaska up against Pitt. And off hands, they see it out of bounds. So Leopold into attack, left half forward on the outer side, kicking to the southern end in this second term, which has been going 8 minutes. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel. And we're going to have a boundary throw in for Knott and for West. Get to the front, Benson. West tries to tap it on as well. Keys to put the tackle on tape, but he got away from him. Goes back towards the big fella. West picks it up. Just gets the kick. It was smothered though. Maishman comes in to help. Handball over the top. Set Benson to task. Bit of aerial ping pong. Now getting around. Oh, that's a good tackle by Maishman, who came back. And the umpire said holding the ball. So it was Williamson in the tackle for Leopold. Maishman put it on him at defensive 50, and he's going to take the free kick for St Mary's.
Joe Maishman, 87 games with Werribee through his career, but spent most of this year with St Mary's. Went short with a kick to Sherman. Sherman into the left back pocket to McMahon, and they're happy just to take time off the clock in the second quarter, holding a 27-point advantage into the breeze. McMahon short with a kick that Hall had to wait for, and Maybaum shut him down but wasn't able to get a spoil on. But now he'll concede. Hall back to McMahon. McMahon now will look up and run a few metres and then drive a kick past our best seats in the house to a 1-on-1 Lang. Thompson the spoil for Leopold. That was Trent. Cole was clean at the front of the pack. Handball too much on it for his first target, which was Rayner. Kick of Cole was smothered. Now McMahon cleaning up, and now the middle of the ground. Benson just back edge of the centre square. They've opened them up again on the outer side with Maishman. True centre wing, driving a kick for St Mary's towards a one-on-one. Over the head of Dowling, the ball goes. Cleaned up by Garner. Garner's left foot kick floating forward. Back with the flight. Burgess holds things up for Leopold and needed to.
And wants to switch the play quickly and gets it to the attacking side. And they get it to Jai Thompson at half back. So the Lions now tries to spear the ball towards Williamson on centre wing. It's a hold, said the umpire. There's going to be advantage. No, Hall comes up. So it's going to have to come back to Williamson on centre wing for the Lions.
That was smart by Hall, because if he actually follows Giddings back, the advantage gets taken.
Yeah, absolutely. So Williamson now on centre wing. Called to play on now. Rayner stands the mark. He goes long inside 50. Over the head of Giddings. Hall gets back there. Pitt couldn't take it. Sherman's handball. Oh, set a task at the back of the pack. And I think that was Jasker who was wrapped up straight away. He wasn't going anywhere. Inside 50 for Leopold. A little bit of push and shove. Feely in there. Nick Connors. Riley Hall. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Leopold into attack. They trail 2-1-13. St Mary's 6-4-40.
10.25 minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock in the second term. In the ruck, Giddings winning the tap down with the ball to the boundary line, and not much room to work with there for Keaton Rayner, and he sees it out right in front of the Leopold coach's box, and it looks like boundary umpire Lamal has got the call up today.
Lamar's gone the darker this though.
His season is a never-ending story. It is. Boundary throw in, tap down by West at the bootlaces of Augurinos, Rayner, who gave a handball to Benson in the helmet. Kick towards centre half back, wasn't reeled in there by Liam Herbert. He'll have to come again. He's able to work his opponent Travellini off the footy and find the ball. Long bomb towards the top of the square. It's off the hands of the pack. Wagner at the front overran the ball. Keith's kick under pressure will be okay. McMahon will take it, and he shrugged off lane too easily. Got rid of Maybaum as well. Spun on a three-penny bit and kicked to the wing, but it'll be cleaned up there by Burgess. Was able to get rid of blood, gave it to Gordon. Gordon went with the underground kick that ricocheted back towards Maishman. Maishman wants the middle of the ground, coming through Dixon, knocking it to ground. Not took it cleanly and did well, and he's got options forward if he wants them, including Lang. It'll bounce but past him and Thompson. Lang gets onto the footy now, went to give it to Blood, decided to go back to Dowling. Dowling at left half forward for St Mary's, stepped inside lane, dumped as he kicked, and it'll come back and be a push or too high. And will it be down the ground or as he kicked? It is umpires making the call. It will come back, I suspect, to where the kick came from. So umpire Jones makes the mark just outside 50, and Paddy Dowling, as he was brought to ground, will get himself a free kick at left half forward. St Mary's by 27 as we approach the 12-minute mark of the second term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel.
So Paddy Dowling, he's going to play on. He's going to go into the pocket with the kick. He spears it towards Blood, who comes out on a lead, and he led Jai Thompson out to the ball, and the skipper took the mark and will shoot for goal from 45 out. Dowling standing right next to him, pleading for him to give him the footy.
It's a tough kick.
It is, and it's going to be. He's in front of the St Mary's coach's box in the left half forward flank, the northern end of the ground. He's going to be kicking with the breeze over his left shoulder. And I'm going to back him here. Jeremy Cameron style. You watch this. Jack Blood comes in. Right foot kick. And he has missed it and through for one behind. So it was looking good. He was pretty happy about it too early doors. But pushed it across with the breeze. And through for a minor score, 6-5-41. St Mary's, they lead Leopold 2-1-13. Geelong Bank, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Geelong kicking goes looking for Giddings. Hall played spoiler, brought the ball to ground. Sprague, I should say, cleans up. His kick didn't go 15, but Sherman time to assess his options, kick forward and diving down low, taking a good mark. Here's Tommy Gordon, the vice-captain for Leopold. He goes wide with a kick, wants Liam Herbert to run onto it. He'll have Benson for company. Well done, Herbert. Reeled the footy and gave a handball to Pitt. Pitt a handball to Lane. Lane on his left boot needs just hit a target. Kick inside forward 50 wasn't great. Did Patton no favours, and Ling did well to mark across the face of his defensive goal. And McMahon, Damien with the footy. The only McMahon out there was a trio of them in 2019 with the twins, Hayden and Dylan out there. It's only Damien today. He kicks looking for Knott. Big spoil came from West, knocks it towards the boundary line and out of bounds. Just next to our best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Today's game fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. Winner Weber Barbecue. And we'll get a boundary throw in for West to go at it with Knott again. Leopold not making any inroads into this margin. In fact, they're a point worse off than they were at quarter time. Tap down West, roving Maishman. Got it at half-back for St Mary's. A kick wide. Travellini will run onto the loose footy after it bounces a couple of times. Stockton to his own advantage. Has a bounce as he takes it. Has a second bounce now at right half-back, out of side. Goes short with the kick on the wing. When looking for Damien McMahon, Maybourne was able to put some pressure on. Gordon cleaned up the loose ball. Inboard he comes and finds Scott.
Scott plays on now from the middle. Goes long. Patton to be front and centre. Goal. Jennings goes up. Can't take the mark. Jasker at the back as usual. Big thump away defensively for St Mary's. Runs out of room. Does Mitch Patton, who tried to keep it in. And in the left forward pocket for Leopold, we will have a boundary throw in. So 2-1-13 the Lions. St Mary's 6-5-41. And middle stages this second term in the grand final. They need a goal, Leopold. They've had a number of chances in this second term with the aid of the breeze. Feely from the ruck contest. Garner wrapped up by Marcus Thompson. Ball. Umpire will come in and ball it up about 40 metres out from the Leopold goal.
Where are they falling down, Leopold, going forward? Kirsch for multi-skills?
Just the delivery into the forward line there, sort of not really hitting their hit-up targets, and the kick's been errant going in the forward 50. They're losing it around the stoppages though, Kingy. They're just sort of, St Mary's is just winning sort of most clearances. Mind you, Marcus Thompson and Williamson have had to go forward, so they've lost a lot of personnel in there that really extract the ball from stoppages.
So right on the 50-metre line after that stoppage, Kirsch talking for multi-skills. It's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Weston not again. West the palm down. Here's a chance for Feely through traffic. He was able to break the ankles of Knott, and the high kick fist away Sherman straight into the waiting arms of Benson. Benson sends a kick wide for St Mary's, looking out there for a target and didn't get it to Cole. Well done by Matthews. A handball over the top for Leopold, but Cole went there and retrieved the situation. His quick kick forward that Trent Thompson can't mark for Leopold. It's off hands and out of bounds. So good Wombat Gully Plant Farm, Trent Thompson and Tommy Lang. But it's Trent McMullen who came in under an injury cloud. He's kicked the 3 goals and been a bit of a difference between the two teams. The margin 28. St Mary's 41. Leopold 13. Second quarter. Carrock football action thanks to Geelong Bank.
So boundary throw in. The two number 15s, Knott and West. West gets up for Leopold, gets it down. Maishman again, who's had a good first half so far. Blood in there as well on hands and knees for St Mary's. Jet Matthews tries to pull the footy out. He can't do so effectively. And it will be a ball up right on centre wing out of side. 28 the difference. West gets it down. Thompson runs past the football, falls in the arms of Jack Blood. Runs along centre wing, takes a bounce, then he measures the pass back. Short little kick was okay. And Cole took the mark, wants to play on quickly and go longer. Inside 50. It's a one-on-one. Lang can't take the mark, can he? Yes, he can. He had a big piece of it. And Trent Thompson was all over him like a rash. But he still took the mark. It was a great grab. And he will shoot for goal from 35 out directly in front.
That's also a difference, Kingy. The ball goes into their forward line. They've got McMullen and Lane that can take that mark. At the moment, the forward line of Leopold's not really performing at the moment and presenting and being a marking options.
So Tom Lang will shoot for goal from 35 out northern end of the ground into the teeth of this breeze. And he will come in now. Good strong mark in front of Trent Thompson, who stands the mark. Oh, that's a terrible kick off the boot. A floated mung, and he's missed it left-hand side through for one behind. So they go to 6:42 now, St Mary's. Leopold 2-1-13. Geelong Bank, K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Gordon runs into the right back pocket, a bounce, and then drives a kick for Leopold to a one-on-one. Wants Jennings, who judged it best against Hall, although Hall was able to get a piece of it, knocked it down only in the path of Marcus Herbert. Kick towards right half forward. Marcus Thompson had to play spoiler on Rayner, who'd positioned himself well. And we'll get a boundary throw. But there's no flow to what Leopold want to do, Kirsch.
No, there's not. And Pitt was running backwards towards goal. He needs to get up the ground and be a marking target up here. And so Marcus Thompson's not the one there. He gets front and centre.
Put him on the ball too, Marcus Thompson.
Yeah, get him on there.
Weston not worked. West under the footy and then dropped it on the boot awkwardly. A bouncing ball to the wing. Attacked nicely. And the handball up from Chalcraft that found Dowling. Dowling was wrapped up in a tackle. Ball out of bounds. Boundary thrown. Right in front of Jane Birch, who I think got a possession there for South Point Garden Supplies. Paddy Dowling. He's slow to get to his feet, but does so. And we will get a boundary thrown. They are 8, 9, 10 deep on the social club side here at St Albans. Jet Matthews just catching his breath. Boundary throw in. Weston not. Weston double palm down. Roving by Feel. He can't free the arm. That'll be holding the ball, I suspect. That's a wonderful tackle laid by Jared Garner. and he'll take the free kick. In fact, advantage paid. Augurinos gave a handball on the up to Blood, who mishit the left foot kick, and it dribbles out of bounds at left half forward. And that win has really taken off, Birchie, for South Point Garden Supplies. That has gone up a couple of knots.
It certainly has. I'm a little bit sheltered here, but those flags are really blowing hard now. And that tackle was right at my feet, right into the concrete curb here, so I was a bit worried about them.
Knott gets it down to Garner, runs through the back of the pack, goes towards full forward. Thompson reads it the better, can't take the mark, gives it to Dixon by hand. Leopold under pressure, smother came. Cole tried to get around from the tackle, he's wrapped up, ball spills free. Garner, little left foot kick, only went a couple of metres. Lane in the back pocket for Leopold, left foot kick, round the corner. Rayner stands in front, leads Marcus Herbert to the ball. 65 from goal, a lot of players in front of him towards St Mary's attacking zone. He tries to keep it short off. How could Jared Garner find 10 metres square around him with 30 players around? He's done it, and he's taken the mark 40 metres out from goal.
He's probably one player you don't want to give much space to, isn't he? Because he can do anything.
You know, the van fell over one day here at a grand final.
Did it?
Push that way.
Yeah.
Just with a bit of breeze.
I'll tell you what, we're not far from it, Jace.
Shades of that here. So Jared Garner has kicked 1-1 this afternoon. He is a little bit further into the ground from where Jack Blood had a kick 4 or 5 minutes ago. But 45 out, same sort of angle. He comes in, right foot kick, tries to keep it low, but that's pushed across the face of goal. Hasn't made the distance, still off hands, close to the boundary line. Maybaum puts a tackle on Rayner, and we'll have a boundary throw in deep into St Mary's attack. Right forward pocket, they lead 6-6-42. Leopold 2-1-13 Geelong Bank. K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Into time on, we've ticked, and Leopold only have 2 goals to their name. Boundary throw in. West double palm down to the front of the pack. Here's McMullen again, lost it in the tackle. Jai Thompson just jammed it on the boot for Leopold to half back, but judging it best is Sherman, who has taken the mark. Now the mark stands about 55 from goal. Sherman lowers the vision inside 50, and Harry Benson is all alone 30 metres out, make it 35 directly in front. It's left-hand goalpost. It might even be the behind side of the left-hand goalpost he has to start at, Kirsch.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a massive chance to kick this one, but the Leopold midfielders just folded back then and allowed their St Mary's midfielders into space.
This for a 35-point St Mary's lead. He does start at left. He works it back. Will it have the distance? It's helped through by West between the right-hand goal and behind post for a minor score, but the margin is 30. And you've got the sneaking suspicion that Leopold just have not done enough. Well, they haven't done enough, and this is putting the premiership into the hands of St Mary's.
Gordon plays on from fullback for Leopold. Massive kick over the top towards centre wing. Maybaum, Rayner tracks it back. Connors is there as well. They run into each other. Maybaum gets tackled straight away. Keese, there's always 2 St Mary's players at the full of the ball and for tackling, and they hold Leopold up right in the centre of the ground for a ball up for West, up against Sprague. West gets it down. Benson pushed it past, and he gets a handball out and missed a target though, which was Sprague again. Maybaum wrapped up by Benson and Sprague, so not going anywhere. And just forward to the centre circle, we will have a ball up. Leopold just into attack.
Need a goal. They need a couple. Just some momentum. West winning the palm down. Jai Thompson, the roving. He'll keep trying. He jams it on the boot. It's a high floating ball. Jamie McMahon stood under it. Couldn't complete the mark. Williamson a handball on the up. Tried to find Pitt. Pitt freed the arms and then got a kick inside 50. Wagner just wouldn't sit for him. Dragged down by Keast. Chance here for Marcus Herbert. Handball. Pitt fumbled in opportune time. Then threw it on his left boot. Tight angle. Oh, wonderful effort. Just missed to the left-hand side. Through from behind. Geez, it wasn't a bad effort from Jake Pitt on his non-preferred left, but he's missed, and it's a minor score, and Leopold are now 2-1-13. They trail St Mary's 6-7-43. It's back to 30 points. 23 minutes gone second quarter. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Even that was hard work, wasn't it? With the for a point.
They get 29 points. I lied. 2-2-14 playing 6-7.
Nick Connors kicked it in, but marked by Harris Jennings brings it back towards the top of centre half forward Wagner. They're going across 50. He gets it towards Gordon, a long way from half back. Tom Gordon takes the mark. 60 from goal. With the breeze. He's going to go with a right foot kick. He's just going to get it high to the top of the square and right up the shot tower. Off hands Riley Hall in front. Sprague's handball to Keast. He gets it out wide to Maishman, who can run free, go with a spearing pass at half back. It's good too to Garner, and he takes the mark.
That was a horrible inside 50 from Leopold. Yeah. Garner concedes back to Keast. Birchie, down to you.
Oh, it just looks like they've lost a bit of confidence going forward. They sort of didn't want to pull the trigger and kick that one in that time, so they kept going wide.
Ball is at right half back. Sherman with the footy for St Mary's. Of course, missed out in 2019. Sent a ball long to the wing. West had to play spoiler, and he did so successfully on Blood. Knocked it away. It was the intended target of the kick. It's out of bounds for a boundary throw. And the sun is shining here, but it is very dark to the northwest, and that is where the wind is blowing the weather in from this afternoon. So he might be getting wet again before the afternoon is out. Sprague doing the ruck work against West. West winning the tap down front of the pack, Jai Thompson, and you might get a free kick for a push in the back against Benson, and he does. And the 2016 Premiership skipper with the footy just forward to the wing out of side.
So Leopold going to go through Jai Thompson, just inside 50, punched away front and centre, was pretty good from Williamson around the corner. His kick though was wide, and too wide unfortunately for Leopold, and Zach Sherman is going to take the free kick.
The South Point Garden Supplies, our chief engineer Dean has just shown us the weather.
I had a look too, and it's not good.
The word Armageddon.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Sherman. Armageddon. The ball goes up. Stop it, Bryser. Now the ball comes up around the corner from the contest. Paddy Dowling sees it over for St Mary's. So Saints doing all the defensive work here and happy to have a boundary throw in on the outer side. Leopold just into attack left half forward. They trail 2-2-14. St Mary's 6-7-43. 25 and a half played second term. Paul Philip Berry's time clock.
Need to get 2 late goals, you would suspect. Boundary throwing. West just grabbed it out of the ruck, fired a handball back that Burgess had to reach for. Then he turned it over into the arms of Garner, but Garner stepped into a Marcus Thompson tackle and we'll get a ball up. So the sun's shining, but that, I suspect they'll be heading for the hills in about 25 minutes, half an hour from now, as that weather makes its way down towards Geelong. West winning the tap down, rolling ball taken by Keast. Keast a handball up to Blood. Blood a handball to Benson. Benson at right half back. Might have been a free kick advantage paid. Short kick Garner didn't go 15 metres. Taken in the tackle of Tate. Ball spills out. Putting his head over the footy as you'd expect. Benson a handball out the back to Sprague. Sprague just jammed it on the boot. Gordon cleaning it up for Leopold. Handball next to the boundary line to Tate. Tate gave it to Burgess. Burgess wanted to use a bit of toe. Releases a handball. Liam Herbert, they're out here.
Liam Herbert now from the middle of the Gordon Tave Oval. High kick inside, or just on 50. Oh, getting back there. No, oh, gosh. It was Ling who got poleaxed across the chest as he was trying to take the mark. He was going to be Mark Endall free kick, got the free, and then drives it back towards the middle of the ground. It's a good kick, finds Maishman, who has bought his own football today. He goes out wide to Benson for St Mary's to move it around the corner to Garner. And a lot of freedom out there for the St Mary's mids. He drills the ball inside, and Chalcraft takes the mark. And he goes for the kick inside 50. Thompson gets there, the run at it. Oh, Dowling comes across the front and takes the mark. Hamlin Hanger style, if you don't mind, Paddy Dowling. And he will shoot for goal from 35 out, 45-degree angle.
And that's the difference in ball movement, Jace. And they're into the breeze, and they're actually able to control the ball, move it into the outside, uncontested ball, and then they get it in their forward line with confidence that someone's going to fly for it and represent. The other way, Leopold's just moving the ball poorly and just bombing it in the air, and it's just not working.
So Dowling, who's kicked 1-1 this afternoon, close to siren time for half-time. This is good news for St Mary's, no good for Leopold as he comes in, tries to keep it low into the breeze. He hasn't hit it well. He's missed it to the near side and through for one behind. So bit of a let off there for Leopold. St Mary's go to 6-8-44. They lead Leopold 2-2-14. Geelong Bank, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
This could get really ugly for Leopold in the third quarter. Gordon runs into the right back pocket. Geez, he ran a long way and then he drives a kick to half back. That is the siren for half time. An important quarter for St Mary's where they were able to convert their dominance from the opening term by holding Leopold to just the one goal. Doesn't start to...
Marcus Thompson in the middle.
Becomes a bit more obvious. So third quarter underway. And here is Jason Doherty.
Nick Knott gets it down for St Mary's as well and pushes it forward. Olgarinos came off half forward. He couldn't pick it up. Free kick found for a hold though. And it's going to go to St Mary's. And it's going to come back to Harry Benson, the Matheson medalist. Right in the middle of the Gordon Tafe Oval, now goes long inside 50. Dowling from behind, got a hand to it, couldn't take it. Falls to the side, Chalcraft was there as well. Keese comes out, but Marcus Herbert stands in the tackle, gets it away to Wagner. He gets it further afield over the head of Liam. Herbert sits for Sherman. He comes back towards Knott, got a hand, no, it was chopped off. And Ollie Tate took the mark inside. Defensive 50 for Leopold.
There's issues for Mitch Burgess grabbing at a right ankle.
Yes.
It's a high ankle. Birchie, keep an eye on that for us for St John of God. That would be a massive blow. He's one that provides them with plenty of run. Right half back, Liam Herbert, a kick to the wing. Oh, big flying, good mark. Hitting the ground, running his pit, and he sends a kick towards half forward to a one-on-one. Patton front position, handball back in board. Giddings tucks it under the arm and says, I'm off to the races. Runs to 35, stabs it low, and kicks a much-needed goal. What a start to the second half for the Lions. And it's Burgess, though, who's in real trouble. It's that right, I think, ankle. He can't put any weight on it. He's hobbling from the ground, and that is a blow. But they get a very crucial goal as they get the second half underway. And in the first 90 seconds, thanks to Connor Giddings, last week's hero, 3-2-20 Leopold, St Mary 6-8-44.
Well, they looked a little bit better because Thompson went back to midfield, Wagner in the midfield, Jai Thompson in the midfield. Put Burgess out to a wing for a bit of run. Ollie Tate back to a half-back flank. They started to get some real good look about it. Now Burgess has gone down, which is going to be a real big blow for them.
Back to the middle. West, free kick. Shepherd, said the umpire, in the ruck contest. Not. Will take the free kick for St Mary's. Handballs it away. Blood goes with the right foot towards 50. Dowling. Dixon against him, does well. Pushed Dowling past the football. Used the breeze to his advantage and took the mark at the back. And chips short to Gordon. That is, get the tape measure out. That's 13 metres if at best. So he goes along the line. Oh, he's turned it over to Blood, who kicks it back inside 50. McMullen comes out over the back. He's kicked the goal. It's run over everybody. He's told Tom Feely about it. So's Damien McMahon, and the skipper has kicked his first, and a quick reply for St Mary's. They go to 7-8-50, and they lead Leopold 3-2-20. Warralili K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
He did the old Superman push, though, like the fly in midair to make sure the umpire had seen it, but the ball had already gone through.
Jared Garner is also giving Tom Feely an awful spray.
Letting him know, wasn't he? Just, yep.
And that win
Feels like 2.1 now.
He's taken off here. I'm surprised these marquees that are up around.
Yeah, haven't gone
the
to
Gordon Tafe Oval haven't gone flying.
Suburb over.
Watch out in St Albans Park. Tap down West back in the middle, but Benson the roving. Oh, good tackle. West brought him to ground. He's able to free the hands to get a handball. McMahon coming off his wing. Gave it up by hand to Blood, and the skipper a high ball for St Mary's. Right half forward. Fisted down by Chalcraft. Cleaned up nicely by Tate. Loops a handball to Dixon. Had to wait for it. Now under pressure. Turned it over. Taken by Garner. Low was the eyes and puts it on the chest of Lang. And any momentum Leopold got out of that first goal is about to be shut down by consecutive majors to Blood, and you would suspect Lang, with the man on the mark 35 from goal, should have no trouble with this. Should start it outside the right-hand goal post and work it back with the breeze. Kicked 4 goals in the second semi-final from just 12 touches. This for the 100th goal of his GFL career, Tommy Lang, to give his team a 36-point buffer. Third quarter, K-Rock football, and he's gold. Warralili K-Rock scoreboard. Live in Geelong's most awarded community. St Mary's are 8-8-56. Leopold are 3-2-20. And this third quarter has gone nearly 4 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Just one on the personal Twitter. Yes, Ben Maloney hasn't returned to the ground from the second quarter, and it wasn't cited in the second quarter. If we can keep an eye on that one, Jane down on the boundary side, but Ben Maloney has not returned to the Oval.
Yeah, and I can't see him on the bench. I've just got the peepers down there. Might be worth asking the question, Birchie, if you get a chance of St Mary's, just on the status of Ben Maloney.
West got it down in the middle towards Jai Thompson, but ripped out by Case. Goes forward again, Lang. Can't take the mark, Dowling. Dixon against him. Jennings, he hatched the football through the middle. Marcus Thompson couldn't take it. Kick out of the pack. And it came, I think, from Paddy Dowling. He's very quick. Straight onto the boot, but he misses it to the far side and through for 1 behind. 1-3 for Dowling this afternoon. And they go to 8-9-57 now, St Mary's. Leopold 3-2-20. And that is the Warralili K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Matthews to bring the ball back into play. His team trailing by 37 in a world of pain. He rides into the right back pocket. A high kick that floats towards half back, flying but not marking. Pit ball out the back. Liam Herbert got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Left half forward for St Mary's. It is as cold as anything that's very, very cold.
Their mother-in-law's kiss.
Yeah. Oh, ball back into play. West not doing the ruck work. West from behind maybe winning the tap down for Leopold, but Benson the roving for St Mary's. He couldn't take it cleanly in the end. Garner was there, or Sherman I should say, and now it's locked up underneath a bunch of players including Marcus Thompson and Not, and we will get a ball up between wing and half forward. Favouring St Mary's, they lead by 37 and they are on their way to consecutive premierships for the first time, you suspect.
Ball from the side of the ruck contest. Maishman close to the boundary line. Thompson and Wagner see him very close to the boundary. In fact, the umpire will come in and ball it up. Didn't quite go out of bounds. So left half forward, St Mary's into attack. We're going to have a ball up and off hands Jai Thompson. We'll see it over the line. So boundary umpire with a bit of work to do now. In between wing, half forward, out of side. St Mary's with a 37-point lead. And he's thrown in for the two number 15s, West and Not. Holds up in the breeze. West gets there, taps it down. Marcus Thompson couldn't.
Benson got him.
Yeah, he got him high. The umpire said free kick to Marcus Thompson at right half back for Leopold.
At least they're head-to-head, Jace. He's gone in there, pup, and he's doing his best.
The Geelong Insurance Brokers that head-to-head. The kick towards the wing. Front position. Pitt couldn't mark up the hands of the pack. Williamson couldn't take it with him. Chance for Marcus Herbert. Wonderful tackle. Sees the ball dispossessed out of his grasp and out of bounds for a boundary throw. Right below the scoreboard, thanks to Warralilly, living Geelong's most awarded community, that shows St Mary's 57 leading Leopold 20. And I reckon this is a little bit of a calm before the storm. The flags have actually just limped off a little bit on the flagpoles here. Maishman picks up the footy nicely from the boundary throw in. The kick though inside defensive 50 opens the door for Pitt. Pitt though couldn't get a handle on it. Damien McMahon under pressure got the kick away. Kick went to Sherman. Sherman a handball back to McMahon, and the running machine is away.
Goes towards Lang, who comes out, can't take the mark. Jennings over the shoulder, free kick going to be paid. So Tom Lang right in the middle of the Gordon Tafe Oval. And now called to play on, so kicks it out wide towards Algarinos, who takes the mark right in front of the best seats in the house thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Just bombs it to the pocket, wants somebody to come out. Thompson should have taken the mark probably for Leopold. He gets wrapped up straight away, not going anywhere, and it will be a ball up. About 35 out from St Mary's goal.
Mitch Burgess making his way back towards you, Birchie, I think.
So a ball up. West gets it down in the ruck contest. Kick was smothered through traffic, handball towards the boundary line. Cole couldn't keep it in for St Mary's, and we will have a boundary throw in deep forward for the Saints. 8-9-57. They lead Leopold 3-2-20. We played 8.5 Port Phillip Perry's time clock in this third term.
Birchie.
She's frozen.
Sorry, I'm just losing a bit of reception. I'm right down near the St Mary's bench, just fishing around a little bit, trying to work out where Ben Maloney might be.
All right, the defensive kick for Leopold doesn't clear 50. Maishman picks it up and drills a goal, and that'll be it. I hate to say it and call it at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter, but with the margin at 43 points, I think this one's done and dusted. 9-9-63, playing 3-2-20, third quarter K-Rock Warralilly scoreboard. Warralilly, live in Geelong's most awarded community. Want to find out how? Check warralilly.com.au, and Joe Maishman with his second is having some sort of grand final.
He's having a day out, isn't he? He's perfected that wing position, or he went inside there for a couple of stoppages. He's inside now. He can play all roles, Joe Maishman. He's just a very, very classy footballer. 87 VFL games, there's nothing to be sneezed at.
So back to the middle. West and Not. West gets it down. Jai Thompson clearing kick. Travellini though leading the race for the football for St Mary's. Back towards the middle. Marcus Thompson wrapped up by Travellini. Needs some support. Liam Herbert handball to Trent West. His handball over the top. And the kick back from Lane turns it over. Algarinos takes the mark easily. It held up in the breeze. He plays on quickly. Right foot kick across half forward. Gordon in best position can take the mark uncontested for the Lions at defensive 50.
Goes towards centre half back onto the chest of Tate. It was Mottering touched off the boot because he was called to play on quickly. Feely was able to shrug the tackle of Keys, did well there, and then sent a kick to half forward, but had too much on it for Scott. Damien McMahon for St Mary's, a handball that looped over to Benson. Benson, a quick fire handball, missed Cole, but will bounce to Garner, who gave it to Cole. Cole steps inside, Jai Thompson runs to the point of the square right half forward. Kick inside defensive 50, did no favours for Chalcraft, and Jennings marks comfortably for Leopold and wants to attack by the outer side. It's Marcus Thompson marking it right half back, lowers the vision and sends a kick to Maybaum. The inclusion for Edmonds this week was the only change either team made from their previous game. The kick to right half forward, sitting duck Tom Scott. Ling couldn't complete the mark for St Mary's. Ball shoveled forward into the path of Pitt. Pitt picks it up, freed the arms, a handball. West gave it back to the voice of Maybaum. Maybaum just reefs a handball forward. Making a play at it with a tap was Feely, but he tapped it straight to Algarinos. It was brought to ground by Liam Herbert. Ball spilled out. Now it's locked up, and in the right forward pocket, we will get a ball up.
Guys, I'm back in range now. I spoke to a trainer down there. They said Ben Maloney's gone off to hospital. He wouldn't give me any insight into the injury, but he said it wasn't concussion. So,
right, for St John of God, we'll keep an eye and news on that. Maybaum from the ruck contest for Leopold, deep into attack, northern end of the ground, and Liam Herbert gets wrapped up by Harry Benson. Ball spills free. Umpire says play on close to the boundary line. Maishman, his kick was smothered, comes back towards Ling, gets the handball to Sherman, off a step, goes towards half back, and he's playing in front, which is the difference. Dowling just moved his way to the front of the pack and mixing it up. Took the mark, goes towards Algarinos, who gets taken out, and the ball spills free. The ball came up towards Williamson, but he's lost it. Algarinos got it back, goes to an open space at half forward. Lang got miles of space, nobody between him and the goal, so he brings the right foot around and has missed. You drag him for that, Tom Lang. Terrible kick. 1 goal, 2 for the forward, and they go to 9-10-64, and they lead Leopold 3-2-20, and that is on the Royal Lily K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Well, they moved the ball too quick. It was the only one that was in the forward 50. Yeah.
Jennings short into the left back pocket, marked by Trent Thompson. He puts a handball over the top to Gordon. Gordon confronted by McMahon, fires a handball towards the boundary line, and the kick is okay, and the mark taken by Burgess. Burgess called to play on now, has a bounce and takes off on the near side logo, has a second bounce, handball over the top, had too much on it for Hughes. He was able to reel it in the end. He loops a handball to Giddings. Giddings backs him back inboard for Burgess. Burgess tucks it on the arm, wants to make something happen here. Outside of the right boot, kicks the ball to the left forward pocket over the head of Thompson and also Connors. Looped over the top, Liam Herbert, and Pitt will stroll into goal. Well, talk about much needed, and it's provided by Pitt, who kicks his first of the afternoon, and that's the most efficient they've been with the footy, and they attacked via this broadcast side, Kirsch, and got themselves a goal at the other end by just surge football.
Yeah, well, it's attacking football this side of the ground. Everyone knows that this is the attacking side of the ground, and we haven't seen too many times they've attacked from this side, but the difference was Burgess took the ball, tucked it under his arm and broke the lines and, drove his legs, and they actually made some meterage from metres gained by Burgess. So, yeah, I think that might be the go. A bit of run and carry for them because their kicking game's not on.
Here comes the rain.
Yeah.
Armageddon, back to the middle. Knott gets it down. The two number 9s go to Wagner and Benson. Oh, high tackle. Yeah. Coming in off the centre wing position was Zach Sherman.
Can't give him any freebies either, Jason.
Gives it away by hand to Travellini. Goes long towards Langett to stand his ground. Thompson over the back, off the back of the pack. Tate got one eye. Should get a free kick and will. And so Leopold will take it through. Ollie Tate wants to go to the outer side and gets it to Wagner for the Lions to go outside to Liam Herbert, 65 from goal. Around the boundary line, had to be a precise kick, and was to Maybaum, and he's off on centre wing.
Maybaum touches it to the ground, Blood to shut him down, but not before he gets a kick away. Kicks towards right half forward, not enough on the kick. Hughes taken off the footy behind play. Umpire didn't see. Trevor Gleaney wanted to come in board to McMahon. Well done by Giddings. Got a hand on the footy, knocked it to ground. Now a handball to Maybaum. Maybaum can draw a man and loop a handball over the top. Chance for Pitt. Pitt with a neat little kick and finds Hughes in the same same pocket that he kicked the opening goal of the game, but a little bit further out. This is actually kickable, Kirsch, because this is where you would aim at the left-hand goalpost and work it back.
100%. Sam Hughes has got fantastic skills, so if anyone can do it, it could be him. Bit of ball movement again. That's 3 in a row. They've actually switched the ball, gone out the other side, and used the ball along the outer wing. So, look, they've picked it up in the last 5 minutes, that's for sure.
Pull the margin back to 32 points. Hughes on its way. Not a bad effort, but he's missed to his near side, the far side, and through for a minor score. Hughes with 1 goal 1 for the afternoon. Leopold on the third quarter K-Rock Warralilly scoreboard. Live in Geelong's most awarded community. It's the Polders 4-3-27 Marys. And 9-10-64, and we've gone 15 and quarter minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
So Harry Ling with the kicking in duties for St Mary's. Comes the attacking side. Comes towards half back. Goes over everybody except Nick Lane. Went over Trent West, who is 6'8". Well, Nick Lane is 5'2", and he took the mark. Goes towards Pitt, who has to stand his ground at half forward. He's wrapped up, got the handball away, close to the boundary line. They can't keep it in, can they? I think it was out, and it will be a throw in just in front of the St Mary's coach's box. Left half forward, Leopold into attack, and have done most of the attacking in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Moved the ball well. Kirsch is getting a little bit wet in the box, which is inconceivable, seeing as though there's 4 walls.
Correct.
Ball in over the back. Garner. Burgess left it behind though. Ball pretty slippery now. Falls in the arms of Marcus Herbert. He gives it away to Burgess. Back to Herbert. Runs across 50. Tried to measure the pass. It went backwards about 40 metres. And Leopold had to go back towards the middle of the ground. They slip over. Sherman. He can't keep his feet either. Gordon can. Picks it up for Leopold. Ball spills free though. Blood. Sherman did well. Got a hand in and has paid a free kick to Leopold.
Yeah, below the
knees. So the Lions will take the free kick on centre wing.
Need another goal here. They go short with the kick. Wagner dropped what he should have taken. Now he's got trouble. He reeled it in. He's taken in the tackle at Garner. That should be holding the ball, and it is. And just a little mistake there from Wagner. Opened the door for Garner, and he's made him pay there, and he'll take it at left half back and just halt a little bit of momentum Leopold had. Call to play on goal. Mishit that off the outside of the right boot horribly. Pitt back with a flight is marked on the chest at the edge of the centre square, almost true centre wing. That's a very Garner-like kick. He goes short to Lane. It'll suit his left boot. He'll send it out very wide. Murking hard is Giddings, who marks on his chest. Hall overshot the contest, which allowed Giddings a bit of time to go forward and find Patton, knocked away from him by Ling, who's done a pretty good job on him today. Connors came to clean up and help out. Handball over the top. McMahon, a chip kick, and Lang got it over the head, although he dropped what he should have taken, Lang, and the ball was taken by Lane, who was taken high, and he'll win a free kick. So having the best of the exchanges in the recent minutes, Kirsch for multi-skills, but just not being able to get anything on the scoreboard, Leopold.
They're showing some good spirit. At least they give him a bit of confidence to sort of try and stay in this game of football.
Ball goes inside 50 again for Leopold. Off hands. Herbert's in there fighting hard. Handball over the top of St Mary's. Benson tracks it across half back. His handball was over the top, was smothered. Comes back. So Leopold fighting hard for it. Pack develops. The umpire says play on. Ball comes from Ling back towards centre wing, but Leopold with the numbers. Jet Matthews handballs it away to Jennings, who runs through centre wing, drives it back to whence it came inside. 50. Pitt goes up, can't take the mark. Harry Ling again with a clearing kick. Bob Dowling picks it up on the half volley. Short little toe poke, missed the mark. Tate goes back the other way for Leopold. Marcus Thompson inside 50. Look for Pitt. Did he get one high? The umpire said hold. Arm chop, and Jake Pitt will take the free kick from 45 out directly in front.
Your old Uncle Chop, eh?
Chop.
Well, they're showing some spirit, aren't they? They're showing some... they lifted the work rate. That's the biggest thing at the moment.
They're coming the right side too, aren't they?
They are attacking this side.
Yep.
They're trying to keep it up here too, which is really good. So, I don't know. They've turned it a little bit here. Just turn the tide slightly. But you're right, Kingy, before you've got to hit some scoreboard pressure or a reward for your efforts.
So, Jake Pitt kicked 1-1 this afternoon. Is to bring the margin back to 31. He comes in, a right foot kick. He's never going to kick it there. That looks like my 5-iron. That does. He has pushed that out wide and through for one behind. So 1 goal to his personal tally. 4-4-28 Leopold. St Mary's 9-10-64 Warralilly. K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Travellini in the long sleeves into the right back pocket to his skipper in blood for St Mary's. Has got it. Northern into the ground. He's called a play on and he drives a long kick to the wing. Dowling and Lane. Dowling just worked Lane off the feet too easily and marked on the chest. He wants to come inboard because Sherman is all alone. Back edge of the centre wicket area. He'll drive a kick low towards McMullen. Good spoil came from behind by Jennings. Chalcraft on the up. Maishman for a third. Bang!
In the middle.
He has had some sort of afternoon, Joey Maishman. He's kicked 3. And a potential Steamatic standout performance from him.
Engraved the medal, I would say. Hey?
Just hang it around his neck and see him play in the last term with it on.
They skip clear now by 42 points. Leopold threw a few punches and St Mary's took them, and now they trail by 42. 10-10-70 St Mary's. Leopold 4-4-28 in this third quarter of K-Rock football, thanks to Warralilly, live in Geelong's most awarded community.
Well, they threw a couple but couldn't get any on the chin, Jace. They just
That's it.
little fresh areas.
West gets it down in the middle. Herbert can't take it. Keith got the handball back to Blood. Handball outboard to McMahon. Damien gets it. Can he pick it up? He gets a shepherd from Rayner. He gets the kick away. Oh, up the shot tower. Keith has to run back with a flight of it. Oh, Lane, good mark. Pay that for effort. Yeah, pay it for effort. And Nick Lane's taken the mark in front of the best seats in the house thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7. So he's going to come back and go to Matthews. So still at defensive 50 for Leopold. Drives it into the middle, kept it low with the breeze. Into the breeze and Tate took the mark. Goes out wide. They kept their width there. Gordon, who can get around, shakes a tackle, takes a bounce, now drives it long inside 50. Pitt goes up. Hall, massive thump away for St Mary's defensively. Marcus Thompson, Travellini track it towards the boundary line, can't keep it in, and we'll have a boundary throw in right half forward for the Lions.
21 and a half minutes almost played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Port Phillip Ferry's, there's no better way to travel. Ball spinning back into play just outside 50, right half forward. Leopold in attack. West for Leopold. Double palm down. Thompson again. Kick smothered as soon as he threw it on the boot. Was Garner this time. He dived on the footy and going nowhere. And a ball up about 53 out from the Leopold goal. They need one desperately as we approach three-quarter time. They'll have the aid of the breeze in the last. West, beautiful tap down. Thompson through traffic. That's Jive. Jammed it on the boot to the top of the square. Hall was able to get a handball release away. It's going to spill for Herbert. Herbert with a quick snap. Didn't get enough bend on the ball. Connors knocked it down nicely to Keast. Keast on his left. Sends a kick now towards Blood. And they did well there to hold things up, St Mary's. As Blood just goes to ground. I hope he's okay. He's very ginger as he gets to his feet. We know he's been battling a quad issue that potentially with a kick could go at any time.
So he goes towards centre wing with a kick. West, though, stands his ground, takes the mark, gives it away by hand to Dixon. Goes back towards Travellini. Punched away by Hughes defensively for Leopold, which was pretty good. Ling, though, got a clearing kick. It's a bit kick to kick now. And Feely's wrapped up, not going anywhere. Gets ragdolled. The umpire says holding the ball.
He tried to don't argue, I reckon. That's why they got him.
Yeah, and Augurinos will take the free kick at half-back for St Mary's as the sun shines through after a bit of rain. And he goes short with the kick to Keast. So
Jake Pitt struggling here too, coming to the boundary for St John of God. Gee, you've been kept busy this afternoon, Birchie.
Yeah, this has been the busiest one so far. Lots of ankles.
They already had the walking wounded.
Oh, well, the ball comes towards David McMahon, and coming straight off the bench was Liam Herbert, was able to put on a push away, tap away, and then coming in to help out was Mitch Patton, but couldn't take the ball away from the contest, and we'll have a ball up on centre wing.
Umpire puts it into the air. Sprague doing the ruck work now for St Mary's, but West winning the tap down. Benson nearly roved it well. Bottom of that pack that tackled Blood has laid. He's a Leopold player who was the last man to get to his feet. It is Brock Williamson, who's one of those players for St John of God who's battled injury throughout the contest. West just claims it. Claims a nice tap out straight into the path of Jai Thompson, but the kick of Jai Thompson was poor And Nick Connors coming off his man is marked pretty comfortably for St Mary's. About 25, make it 30 from his defensive goal. Broadcast side. Sun shining now at St Albans. A high ball to the wing, wanting Knott, who clutches a nice mark, gave his handball off. Wanted Garner, but Dowling got in the way to pick it off. Now he wants to come into the corridor. He wanted Augurinos. Thompson kept him company. That was Marcus, and Feely with a loose footy to Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner goes towards half forward with the kick. Good too. Finds Hughes. Wheels around. Oh, the kick out wide. Terrible. And Ling was able to read that the better for St Mary's. And switches the ball back across the face of goal. Now they go, Damien McMahon back towards the middle. Blood goes up one-handed, can't take the mark, needs some help. Chalcraft comes off, he can't come through the middle. Now back towards Matthews for Leopold. So they go across defensive half-back now, the Leopold side, and they come back towards Maybaum. So they've got a bit of run on the outside. Jennings tried to bounce it off. He can't pick it up. And got around Lang, though, was good enough to go back and pick it up. He's got West by himself. The big fella puts his hands up and takes the mark. Just forward to centre wing for Leopold.
West to kick now inside forward 50. It's a well-weighted ball. It was at the bootlaces of Giddings. Giddings just couldn't get out of his own way for the moment there. And Hall did well to knock it forward. Augurinos dragged down as he tried to get a kick away. Maybaum has got involved. Handball. Jai Thompson's just kept trying all day. Kick inside forward 50 is well-weighted. Feely will send a kick into the pocket where he's seen a marking target, and the mark taken in the right forward pocket by Hughes. Again, Hughes wants to come back inboard and does so to Maybaum just to lessen the acuteness of the angle. And Rob Maybaum just needs to kick that at this. It's non-negotiable here for Rob Maybaum if Leopold are to be any chance with the breeze in the last quarter. They trail by 42. This hopefully to bring the margin to 36 and give themselves some impetus going into the final change. Rob Maybaum, the recruit from Montrose in the Eastern League. Solid first year at Leopold. Shot at goal is good. No, missed. They were celebrating on the goal line, but the goal umpire says no, he's missed to the right-hand side. Through for a minor score. Maybaum with the behind. Leopold now with 4-5-29. St Mary's 10-10-70. 26 minutes ticked over on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. K-Rock third quarter.
So Travellini with the kicking duties this time for St Mary's. Northern end of the ground, wants to call to play on, goes to the outer side. Outside 50, Benson. Big thump away, Feely. Comes over the back, Keast got the thump away as well. Augurinos couldn't pick it up. Threw Feely to the ground, and they are onto each other. Max Augurinos and Tom Feely, they don't like each other, and Feely will take the free kick for a hold without the football. So he's at right half forward, 55 from goal. Tries to drill it towards the lead, and it's pretty good. It didn't look the best kick off the boot, but it got to Mitch Patton, and he will shoot for goal from 45 out, 45-degree angle.
That's a fair grab.
It was a fair grab. I reckon it's his first mark inside forward 50 today.
A slips catch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Whack.
Terrific set. Well, he has got a terrific set of hands on the lead.
So Mitch Patton, who's kicked one this afternoon, and is for badly needed goal before three-quarter time for Leopold. And he comes in the northern end of the ground. Right foot kick, gives it everything he's got. He's pushed it across and off hands. Through for one behind. So 1-1. His personal tally, 4-6-30 now, Leopold.
St Mary's
10-10-70. Warralilly K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Travellini short into the left back pocket, and Maishman, who has been outstanding this afternoon, has marked. Maishman drives a kick to half back, and that is three-quarter time. Well, Leopold kicked the first goal of the quarter and gave themselves some momentum, but St Mary's were able to hit back and now lead by 40 points. 10-10-70, playing 4-6-30 that third quarter, thanks to Warralilly, living Geelong's most awarded community. Unless the Lions can get on a roll in the final term, which will be a very handy addition for them. Sam Hughes is at the back end of his career. Is this potentially it for him? So as we wait for the last remnants of the crowd to get off the Gordon Tafe Oval, it's a massive crowd, and just having a look at the breeze just seems to have died a little. Birchie, just looking at the flags that are in your vicinity down Boundary Side. South Point Garden Supplies, we'll get to Birchie in a moment. But final term for Edge Advisory Partners. We're the team partnering with you, making smart money choices. Here's Jason.
West gets it down, but Rayner at the back of the centre square for St Mary's gets the kick away and taking mark Ollie Tate just on the outside of the centre square on centre wing on the outer side. He chips the ball and a short little kick came from Gordon towards Williamson, who wants to play on. Right foot kick at centre half forward. You hear Buddha Hockey in the back. Just go, just go, just go. So Leopold trying to push it forward. Travellini, though, goes the other way for St Mary's. They get the handball on the outboard. Benson had to be good in the contest. It was brilliant to Dowling, and he got it on his foot as quick as you would like, and they've speared the pass to Lang, who's in the middle of the ground.
Lang marks, turns and kicks quickly into the path of Chalcraft. Couldn't take it cleanly, so he just fisted it forward into the path of McMullen. McMullen on the up. Chalcraft to make it a certainty. The premiership is going to Anthony Costa Oval. St Mary's are going to go back-to-back. The margin is 46 points. 11-10-76 St Mary's. 4-6-30 Leopold. And this final term is thanks to Edge Advisory Partners, where the team partnering with you, making smart money choices. We've lost you there, Kirsch.
We have.
Let's bring Kirsch back.
Here we go.
Back.
You called it when you said that they're going for broken. Buddha's yelling at them to go it forward. Everyone was pressing forward really fast like a surge. The problem is when you turn it over, you get slingshot out the other side, and exactly what they did. They just moved the ball so quickly, and they had more numbers than Leopold.
Jake Pitts come from the ground again for St John of God. I'd be surprised if we see him with that right hamstring.
From the middle, Jai Thompson got a kick away but got slung. Williamson couldn't pick it up. Travellini, he could not handball out. Missed the target though. Williamson comes the other way, uses the speed, gets a kick. In fact, it was Burgess who gets a kick inside 50. St Mary's over the back. Connors will be happy to see it close to the boundary line. Patton wraps up. He got the handball away. On the umpire said it was holding the ball. Wow, that was quick. Wowee. So free kick, Leopold. Mitchie's got it, I think. Patton will take the free kick in the right forward pocket. And he's right on the boundary line.
Yeah, this would be a good goal.
Well, he's a bit mercurial. He could probably pop this through. This would be the Lammy's Tavern goal of the day if he could kick this. Outside of the right boot, and he kicks it across. Kicks the belly of the ball, and the ball still... Was that a mark? The umpire said play on. Ball spills free at the front of the pack left. And a left forward pocket for Leopold, off hands. Rolly Hall across there for St Mary's, and we're going to have a boundary throw in about 25 around from the Leopold goal.
Left forward pocket. Southern end of the ground, wind favouring that end. Leopold trailing by 46. Wonderful ruck work west. Quick snap Thompson, and he's missed to the left. That was Marcus through for a minus score. But gee, the ruck work there of Trent West. He put it on a platter for Marcus Thompson, who just couldn't finish the work. And the margin is 45. 11-10-76 Leopold, 4-7-31.
Travellini kicks it in and finds Zach Sherman inside defensive 50. And he's going to chip the ball to Keast. And this is what the last quarter is going to be, Kirsch, isn't it, for St Mary's?
Absolutely, that's all they want. All stoppages, they don't care.
So Keast now long into the breeze. Big pack there. West with a big thump. Gains 40 metres. Blood for St Mary's. Handball. Miss Keast is the target on the outboard. And it's off hands and out of bounds for a throw in. Left half forward for Leopold. They 4-7-31. They trail St Mary's 11-10-76. Edge Advisory Partners K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
We're the team partnering with you, making smart money choices. West front position. He's rucked tirelessly all day, but not been a willing combatant. Tap to the front of the pack. Tracked by Rayner. He runs out of room, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Full coverage of the post game here on K-Rock Football. Medal presentation and best on ground announcement, and of course the presentation of the 2022 Blood Toyota Premiership Cup. Boundary throw in for not maybe this time to win the tap. Ball's going to actually spill back to him. He's going to kick over his shoulder. Wonderful pick up on the half volley. Dowling, coat hanged by Williamson, and Dowling didn't like that. And it'll be a free kick to Dowling, who quickly gets to his feet now with the footy. And at right half back. I reckon this will be enjoyable, Kirsch, for St Mary's players. I know the Leopold have got the aid of the breeze in this last term, but at 45 points as the kick finds Orgarinos, he goes laterally back to Dowling. They are going to soak up every minute of this final term.
Yep, and just try and hold as much possession as they can. They'll just chip it around. Won't try and do anything too cute.
Dowling down the line with the kick towards centre wing. Tate goes up. Off the back of the pack. Matthews did well for Leopold and took the mark on centre wing. Drives it back towards half forward. Rayner goes up. Specky time. Couldn't quite take it. Falls towards Wagner. Thought about the handball. Got the kick away instead. Falls over the head of Giddings. And that's the sort of day he's had. And Jasker sees it over the line for St Mary's for another boundary throw in. So So 55 around from the Leopold goal. We'll have a boundary throw in. Just can't get any fluidity in their kicking game, can they, Kirsch?
There's a lot of it's rushed, isn't it? Under pressure, rushed.
West won the tap down. Is that Blood who might have caught one high? He's got that left right quad heavily strapped. Now there's going to be a free kick going which way? No, it's a ball up. He wasn't playing with that strapping as he grabs at his left. Did he come in with that strapping on earlier in the game? I reckon he's had that applied.
Yeah.
Since three-quarter time. From the ball up, we've got a whistle on play. Too high is the decision. The wind has got up again. Knott's going to take the free kick. Blood just struggling in back plays, grabbing at the back of his head for St John of God. And the other story out of this game will be Ben Maloney, who we haven't seen since the first quarter. As Jane Birchbury has been run down from behind by Mitch Patton, and he'll go back and have a shot at goal, you would suspect. The GFL leading goal kicker, but Maloney off to hospital. We don't know why, other than it's not concussion. He doesn't have a shot, Patton. He kicks a floater to the top of the goal square. Connors has paid the mark, is he? And the umpire said, well, he didn't take it. Now he's been told that it was a mark, and he gave a handball away, and the umpires used a bit of common sense and said, look, bring it back. I think we're all a little bit confused. He went looking for Garner, who on the juggle has taken a hammer and hanger. That's a great mark from Jared Garner. Falling to ground, was able to juggle the mark. Comes back laterally to Sherman in the right back pocket. And at the 6 3/4 minute mark of the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, final quarter, the sting has officially gone out of this one.
Put the fork in it as the ball goes towards Lang at half-back. St Mary's now to run onto it, and they can break free. Dowling gets it across centre wing, takes 2 bounces, wheels back on the left, goes towards half-forward. McMullen got pushed off the football, and will take the free kick advantage. No, umpire says come back, so McMullen will take it at right half-forward. I'll tell you, Trent McMullen, he won't be walking for a week after today.
I don't think
he can hardly, but he can hardly move, and on the handball, because he can't really kick it anymore, I don't think. Travellini has kicked that into boundary road nearly. The ball's gone up so high and wide, but the mark's taken, and Leopold trying to move it quickly. Matthews has taken the mark, wants to play on. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to come across towards Marcus Herbert at half-back by himself.
Herbert at right half-back sees Hughes all alone at true centre wing. Will mark on the logo, can take it and go if he so desires, although Sprague got back just to stop his progress. A kick down low. Patton couldn't take it on the half volley. Bounced to his feet, found the footy. Rayner found him in a tackle. Ball not coming out, and just outside 50 at right half-forward. We'll get a ball up. Keaton Rayner's a good story for the year. Kirsch, he lost his spot 2/3 of the way through the season, but fought his way back.
Yeah, credit to him.
Tapped down by West, rolling ball, trying to barge his way through was Mitch Herbert, or Marcus Herbert, I should say. Chance now for Damien McMahon, knocked out in the tackle. Umpire said that's holding the ball. And the free kick will go to Mayborn. Margin is 45. Leopold's still trying hard, but it's a bridge too far, you would suspect. A high kick, you'll set it to the top of the square. It goes over the head of Giddings, and well judged by Sherman, who marks on his chest. Giddings says, I've got a shove. No, umpire's not going to pay it. And Zach Sherman, who missed out in 2019, is going to be a premiership player in 2022.
Kick to the outer side. No mark taken. Dowling was there. Travellini gets the handball back to Dowling in the phone box. Back to Travellini, close to the boundary line. Back to Dowling. And then he comes backwards inside with the kick to Orgarinos. It was great vision. He just waited for Orgarinos to come across at half-back. He's taken the mark. So St Mary's just slowing it down again. And kicking outboard. Dowling got a hand to it. Wagner was there for Leopold as well. He gets it back. Kick around the corner. Oh, it was a terrible kick, really. Forward to the footy. And free kick, is that too high? Yes, said the umpire. And it will be Rayner with the free kick at right half-back for St Mary's.
Keaton Rayner also wasn't part of that 2019 team. We'll send a long ball towards the wing outer side of the ground. His intended target was not. West was able to get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds, and we'll get a boundary throw in. True centre wing. Boundary road side of the Gordon Tafe Oval, which has seen its second grand final in as many weeks after Bannockburn saluted in an absolute cracker against Inverleigh last Saturday afternoon. Unfortunately, we haven't got the contest that threw up. Although there were 13 goals in the last quarter. Grabbed out of the ruck by West. He'll try and send Leopold forward. Didn't really get great purchase on the kick. It'll bounce towards left half forward. Deft little tap by Hughes. Was good for Marcus Herbert. Herbert's kick for Patton just sat on his head. Knocked away by Sherman. Ling bounced out of a would-be tackler. Gave a handball back. Jasker's handball. Oh, head over at Sherman. Coming the other way was Feely. He forces a spillage. Mitch Patton with a tackle. Feely brought to ground, and we will get a ball up. We have 45 out from the Leopold goal. They're trying hard. It's just not working for them. And unfortunately, it's all been a little bit fruitless for most of the time they've gone forward this afternoon.
West gets it down. Algarinos, though. Roved it the better. Travellini, beautiful at speed. Met it at half-back. Got it away by hand to Keister. Dowling, who's bought his own footy in the last term. Takes 2 bounces, runs along centre wing, shows the football. LeBron style, really. Gets it over the top to Travellini. He goes towards 50 out. Goes with a kick back to the top of the square. Great kick. Maceman, turn around. Seal the medal, and he's missed it. Joe. And he's kicked 3 goals too. We've probably just got Joe on it at the moment. Maceman to come. And he's missed it through for 1 behind. So 11-11, 77 St Mary's. They lead Leopold 4-7-31. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard.
Long kick in from Trent Thompson for Leopold. West to fly from behind. Not got a hand on it. Off the front of the pack. A chance for Tate. Tate lowered the eyes. Put a kick into the path of Patton. Patton trying to turn his opponent inside out. Ling, but couldn't get a hand on the footy. Well done by Rayner to help out. Handball back to Ling. Ling's kick wide. Marked on the chest by Hughes. Hughes a handball to Marcus Thompson. Marcus Thompson a long kick inside forward 50, but it's Saints queuing up, including Sherman, to mark at the top of his defensive goal square. Into the right back pocket he goes, and Travellini has marked the kick. Travellini with the footy. He's been solid in his return, of course. 2019 St Mary's Premiership player, headed north, played in the NEFL with Southport. And through the hands there, that kick of Benson, that's a rare mistake in 2022 from Harry Benson. It's out of bounds. Boundary throwing left half forward, Leopold in attack. But it's St Mary's who'll be the premiers. They'll go back-to-back for the first time in the GFL 2019-2022 and stamp themselves as the best team of the last 4 years.
Boundary throw in. It's very short towards Williamson. Then Leopold get the kick around the corner. Liam Herbert, 55 from goal. He chips the ball, and Hughes has taken the mark. About 45 out from goal. The left forward pocket.
He's tried hard all day, Sam Hughes.
He has. He's kicked 1-1 as well. And he's had a lot of shots from these sorts of angles. He comes in now. Puts it to the top of the square. Big pack there. Off the front. Jaska now. Oh, Jamie Ryan. Kick around the corner. I think that was deliberate. I think he meant to kick it there, but it ended up there. And Leopold will take the free kick. Tate puts it to the top of the square. No mark taken. Thompson got to push. Marcus Thompson will take a free kick and will shoot for goal from 15 out, 45-degree angle. So Skipper hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon yet. It's for Leopold's 5th. Umpire's making sure he's around on his appropriate angle. He comes in now, southern end of the ground, and he has kicked the goal. So his first and the 5th for Leopold. They go to 5-7-37. Trail St Mary's 11-11-77. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard. Edge Advisory Partners, we're team partnering with you, making smart money choices, and here in the expert's chair. And he's a very chilly multi-skills man this afternoon. Matt Kershaw.
The expert is frozen, and the expert is this is a non-event at the moment, isn't it? Well, in saying that, they do keep coming, Leopold, but that's their spirit, isn't it? They'll never give in. They always keep fighting.
Back in the middle. Wonderful tap down by West. Found Jai Thompson. They'll go inside forward 50 again. Lowers the eyes, wanting Patton. Once again, it's his bootlaces. Coming through the other way was Williamson to try and pick it up. Couldn't take it cleanly. Well done by Travellini. Gave it to Lingo under pressure. Nearly turned it over. Maishman was clean, but his handball back gave Sprague a bit of a task, but Sprague was able to kick around his body, set up nicely on at right half back, and a chance for Cole. He kicks to the outer wing, over the head of Chalcraft. It went, he just ran underneath the footy, and it's locked up on the outer wing. There's a couple of lines, including Matthews laying a tackle there, and getting to his feet is Keys. Blood comes in for a bit of push and shove on Jet Matthews. And Logan Wagner involved as well. And the umpire says, just give it to me, I'll toss it into the air. Western not. West the tap down. There's going to be a free kick, Jai Thompson. Free kick can be interesting, because I reckon Leopold might have had the better of that this afternoon.
So Thompson comes back inboard. Umpire had to get down because it was a short kick or lane. Got the kick, and Blood was very late there. Oh, good mark. Hamlin hanger from Nick Knott at half back. Takes a great grab, and the big ruckman now just settles the play down as well. So he's going to kick it down the line. Goes off a couple of steps towards centre wing. Tate comes out in front, can't take the mark for Leopold. Falls to the side of the pack. Blood off a step. Maishman now, who got the handball from Blood, goes towards half forward. It was a 2-on-1. St Mary's. Dowling got the hands free, then dropped the football. Called to play on. Cole breaks free, gets a left foot kick around the corner towards Case. I can run onto it and seal it. He goes in and kicks the goal back. Case has put his first on the board, and the 12th for St Mary's, 12-11-83.
He just done his hamstring too, I reckon, as he kicked it.
They lead Leopold 5-7-37. Edge Advisory Partners K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. And cramp or a hammy?
Well, he grabbed it, so I'm not sure when he called for a rotation straight away.
There's a few of them as the petrol tickets start to run out in the final term.
You want to be on the ground at the final siren, so maybe get your rotation out of the way now.
Correct, yeah.
Smart from Keisty.
Yeah. He looked up, saw it was 16 minutes gone.
12-11-83, 5-7-37, Edge Advisory Partners scoreboard. Back in the middle. Chance here now for a man who's been outstanding today in Maishman. Will he have the medal around his neck? Potentially. He's kicked though poor there. Bounced to centre half forward that Tate cleaned up for Leopold. Be a free kick, and being held, I reckon, in the marking contest was Tom Scott by Travellini. No advantage paid as Williamson sent it wide, wanting Wagner. And Wagner will have to send it all the way back to the middle of the Gordon Tafe Oval. And Tom Scott, who might have to give up the number 8 back to his brother if Sam does return, as we expect next year. He'll send a kick forward, wanting Thompson too much on it. Bounces over his head into the path of Hughes. Hughes gives it up. Chance on the right boot for Feely. Has missed to the left. Just pulled it too far. The breeze doing too much work. 5-8-38 Leopold. 12-11-83 St Mary's. Margin is 45 as we've gone 17 and a half minutes on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock.
Ling from fullback. St Mary's goes to the outer side. Kick though, was smothered. Falls to Wagner, who gives the handball away. Handball came back from Thompson. Jai. Short kick to Tate, called to play on no 15. Just popped it towards Lane. Maishman comes the other way. They get some support from Blood. Or the handball to Garner. His handball on the outside. Heard the call from Benson. And I reckon Jack Blood got one from Ollie Tate on the way through as well. So the free kick will, I think, land outside to Travellini, who was the club. Well, in fact, will it come back? In fact, it might have been Garner who got it. It was. So Garner goes outboard to Travellini anyway. So it was only one extra possession, and they got to Travellini. He goes over the top, marking around with it a bit, St Mary's, but happy for the boundary line. And 18 minutes played. Mercy rule required, please. 45 the diff. St Mary's 12-11-83. Leopold 5-8-38.
So my understanding is that Ben Maloney won't be here for the medal presentation.
Right.
So he is at hospital. Just waiting for further updates and clearance from the St Mary's medical staff in regards to what the injury is. Kick off the ground by Jennings towards the left half forward. Picked up by Scott. He was taken in a tackle. A good one by Travellini. Forced to spillage. Not gave it to Algarinos, who jammed it on the boot towards the wing. Cole played it nicely in front of Ash. Tucked it under the arm and said, I'm away. He drills it inside forward 50. Lang's got out the back and marked. About 30 from goal, right forward pocket would be a tough kick. McMullen seems to have a new lease on life. That hamstring not worrying him at all as we tick towards time on. And fair to say my voice after last night's truly into time on as well. I've got 7 days to recover before next Saturday afternoon. K-Rock football live from midday. The Cats versus Sydney or Collingwood. Not far from bouncing Sydney. About 18 minutes away. 4:45 start there. But our focus is Tom Lang, who will have a shot on his second of the afternoon. Starts it at the left goal post and works it back beautifully. What a wonderful finish. A Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon contender from Tommy Lang. 2 for the afternoon, 33 for the season. And the margin is 51 points. 13-11-89 St Mary's. Leopold 5-8-38. Final quarter thanks to Edge Advisory Partners. We're the team partnering with you, making smart money choices.
What we've seen today, that was a very, very hard kick, and he has got absolutely every piece of that, Jason.
Right in front of the St Mary's faithful.
Right in front of the faithful over there. Absolutely.
Oh, they'll be rocking at Anthony Costa Oval tonight.
So back to the middle. Not thumped it down. Coming off the wing, McMahon, Damien gives it away to Maishman. He goes towards centre half forward. Oh, Tate! Hamlin hanger. Stuck out the one hand. Nice mark by Ollie Tate for Leopold. Gives it away to Gordon. He goes to the middle, over the top. No mark taken by Scott. Free kick high, said the umpire. Oh, and 50 as well.
Tom Feely wasn't happy about the free kick, and he actually... they're going to give 50 every day for that when you turn to the umpire and you advance towards him and give him a mouthful.
Yeah, and Charlie Sprague will take the free kick that he got on centre wing and come down to centre half forward and have a set shot for goal. He's going to be kicking though from 55, so might be a bit too far into this breeze. So Charlie Sprague, he lines up. He hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon. This for the 14th for St Mary's. Comes in now and trying to get the distance. Dowling put the hands up, but it was through anyway, and through for one behind. So off those hands, 13-12-90. St Mary's, Leopold 5-8-38. Edge Advisory Partners, K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Gordon to bring the ball back into play, runs his full measure. The slips over as he kicked, but it'll get to centre half back. Feely, who gave away the 50, comes up and takes a mark. Quickly wants to play on and bring it wide, and Liam Herbert is his intended target. He marks true centre wing near the boundary line, sends it towards Patton on a searching lead. Can't mark. Ling did well there, but at the front of the pack, Jennings sends a kick towards a marking target. Couldn't get it to Matthews, who's inside forward 50 for a rare time this year. Sherman goes wide, and he finds for St Mary's the mark for Travellini. So missed opportunity there for the Lions. Travellini goes short and just gets it to its intended target. Nick Connors won't have to play the hero this afternoon.
He'll be so happy about that too. Comes back to Sherman. Bit of a floater, but it got there in the back pocket. So Zach Sherman goes back over the top to Benson, who takes the mark. Just inside the field of play. And inside defensive 50, now goes along the line. It's a terrible kick off the boot by the Matheson medalist, and Marcus Herbert kicks it back towards Marcus Thompson. 55 out, open goal square. Marcus Thompson has missed and through for another behind, so missed to the far side. 1 goal, 2 his tally this afternoon. 5-9-39 Leopold. St Mary's 13-12-90, and we've played 23 minutes. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock final term.
Blow the siren any time if you're listening in the timekeeper's box. Ling with the footy. Right back pocket. He's had a big afternoon on Patton and done a pretty good job, but he's turned it over there onto the chest with a kick of Williamson for Leopold. He's got it at left half forward. Williamson sees something he likes inside 450. It's Pitt stretching but not marking. Back of the pack chance here. Might have been Blood giving a handball. Chance to get out of trouble. Hall. Damien McMahon hasn't stopped running all season. Went to come broadcast side but changed his mind and then headed out towards the outer side of the ground with a kick that's well weighted and well placed to Lang, who marks the right half back. And he says, I'm in absolutely no hurry to get things moving here, because this is where players I potentially think want to be the one with the ball at the end. Lang driving it to the outer wing. Jennings a flyover, couldn't complete the mark, but he found it on the ground and jammed it on the boot towards right half forward. No, left half forward, I should say, off the hands of the pack. Thompson a handball. Matthews kick inside 50 over the head of Patton, tracking it back is Ling, arch the back and shed a handball back to Jasker. Jasker in his defensive goal square for St Mary's was good. A neat little kick onto the chest of Travellini in the right back pocket.
So Travellini just holds the play up again. 24 minutes. The timekeepers are listening. Just ring the siren now. Comes in, Travellini, outside 50, off the side of the pack. Maybe he can get an effective possession until Keith picked it up. It's at forward 50 for Leopold, trying to pick it up now. The umpire, I think Blood gave away a free kick for a hold. He's hanging on to Jai Thompson way too long then. Those two have had a running battle all day. Thompson inside 50. Jasker at the front. In the middle, Ginnings off the side. Mitchie. Patton turns around and he has missed. And spraying them a bit, Leopold at the end. Patton 1 goal 2 as well this afternoon. 5-10-40. Now, Leopold, St Mary's 13-12-90, and that's on the Edge Advisory Partners K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Really has been dominance from St Mary's from the early stages of this contest. Leopold kicked the first goal in the opening 30 seconds through Sammy Hughes, but from that point on, it really has been St Mary's in control of the contest. And they'll go on to a much-deserved consecutive premiership after the 2019 thriller. Short into the right back pocket. The Travellini kick is marked by the man who did the damage to the hearts of Colac back in 2019, Nick Connors. He barely ventured outside defensive 50 today. Kick towards Nick Knight. He got a shove. Umpire didn't see it. Giddings in the pack. 52 from goal. A high spinning ball to about 25 from goal. Haul back with one hand off the hands of the pack, Pitt, and Pitt has kicked the goal. So Pitt finishes a good season, a good first year with a second goal. He has 36 goals from 18 games, and if my math at St Joseph's hasn't failed me, that's 2 goals a game, and that's a good return. As the second banana, really, in that forward line behind Mitch Patton. So Leopold, they move to 6-10-46. They trail St Mary's 13-12-90. Final quarter, K-Rock football. Thanks to Edge Advisory Partners, the team partnering with you, making smart money choices. 26 minutes has ticked over on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
So back to the middle. Sprague up against West. West gets it down. Sprague didn't even go up. Thompson got it down Jai towards Marcus. Kick though, St Mary's. Get it back towards centre wing. Tate across there for Leopold. But Cole got it to Maishman. He got it on the outboard to Benson. He chips the ball to Travellini right in front of the scoreboard. Plays on. Runs around the boundary line. Drills the ball to McMullen. Takes the mark, 50 out from goal in front of the St Mary's faithful. He drills the ball. Lang, way too easy again.
Training drill,
They've been doing it all day, haven't they, like that?
Yep.
And great skills from all players concerned there. And Tom Lang will have another set shot for goal. 2-2 his personal tally this afternoon. Kick one from here, and there is the siren. So St Mary's have won the premiership. It'll just be a case of by how much.
He's going to kick it. I'll kick it to the St Mary's boys in the crowd.
Well, let's see how he goes, because he's going to come in, and we'll know because the supporters are standing on his right shoulder as he comes into the right forward pocket. And he has missed it, through for one behind. So
they're going nuts.
He has kicked 2 goals, 3. They end up 13-13-91 St Mary's. They've defeated Leopold 6-10-46.
A dominant performance. Open up those pearly gates. The Saints have gone marching in again in 2022. They make it back-to-back flags. The premiership defence that took 3 years to defend, they have defended with aplomb. They were the dominant team all season, 16-2 through the home and away season, a 5-goal win in the second semi-final, and they find themselves with a very comfortable 45-point grand final victory. 13-13-91 St Mary's, Leopold 6-10-46. We're going to send...
Had a fantastic season, your finals have been terrific, and St Mary's, you've been the benchmark all year. I'd like to call on the Regional General Manager for AFL Marlow, Mr. Ed Wilson, to say a few words. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Jared. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support and enthusiasm for the 2022 GFNL Grand Final Day. Firstly, I'd like to take this opportunity to pay my commiserations to Leopold. A phenomenal season, an incredible club, and those there at the club and the team itself should be incredibly proud of the way that they've carried themselves this season. Hold your sets high, as you're a true example to so many in the competition, and we look forward to having you back stronger and better in 2023. To St Mary's, premierships don't happen overnight. There's a phenomenal team you have behind the scenes and on the field as well, and you should all be extremely proud of the way that you represent yourselves, and you've been a formidable force in our league for many years, so well done. For this incredible competition, which I believe is the best at a community level in Australia, we would not be able to deliver it as AFL Parliament if it wasn't for a tireless group of volunteers, club committee members, and so many enthusiastic individuals who provide the men the opportunity to take the field every week. So if it wasn't for those club presidents and so many behind the scenes, our competitions would not be what they are today. And it would be remiss of me not to take this opportunity to thank St Albans for putting on a phenomenal grand final day. '22 has been a challenging yet rewarding year, and I'm very privileged to be in my position in this amazing league where we look at 2023 as a phenomenal opportunity to move forward, to continue to grow, and I thank all those who support AFL Ireland in that. So thank you, and I'll hand back to Jerry.
Fantastic, thank you, Ed. I'll just get you to hold there. I'd now like to introduce David Chaston, who's going to present the medals to the officiating umpires for us today. I'd like to call, to start off with our goal umpires. First of all, Michael Graham. Cameron Richard. And our emergency goal umpire, Aidan Dunning. I'd like to recognise the vet umpires, Eli Edwards. Thomas Lynn. Ben Tingeri. And Bailey Wilson. Our field umpires today, Joshua Brown. Harry Gower. Do a fair club for Harry. Chris Jones. Big fella. Throw it on again. Down. And our emergency field today was Aaron Richards. Shut up. Well done, thank you, David, and thanks once again to the umpires. I now would like to ask Ed Wilson to present the best on-ground medal as awarded by the umpires today, and that award goes to number 16, St Mary's, Damien.
David.
I now have the pleasure of introducing Jock McMahon Jr., who today is going to present the players with their medals. Okay. Number 1, Max Margarita. Number 4, Caden Rayner. Number 5, Ben Maloney. Oh, I beg your pardon. So, Jordy's going to take this on behalf of Ben. Number 8, Harrison Cole. Number 9, Harry Benson. Number 10, Tom Lang. Number 14, Riley Hall. Number 15, Nick Knott.
Big smile. Good boy, thanks, George.
Number 16, and our best on ground today, Damien McMahon. Number 17, Zach Sherman. Number 19, Harrison Ling. Number 20, Charlie Clark. Number 23, Patrick Dowley. Number 24, Jesse Travaglini. Number 25, Nicholas Connors.
Well done, Chipper.
Number 31, Trent McDonald. Number 32, Jared Garner. Number 34, Matthew Case. Number 44, Joshua Jasper. Number 49, Kane Shildra.
Well done, Kate.
Number 55, Joe Mason.
Well done, Joey.
And number 6, the club's captain, Jack Flood. Yes, so if you just stay here. I'd now like to call the coach, Travis Robinson. And I'm going to step. And the assistant joint coach, Glenn. I picked that up. There we go. And I'd now like to call on our key partner, Club to present the cup. So, yeah. Okay, thank you. I think you did get that wrong. First of all, I just like to thank Leopold and Porter. You've done an awesome job with that squad. I've been in your position before. It's not fun, but what you've done with that competition has been terrific, so well done to you. I want to thank Toyota and all major sponsors of the competition this year. It's been awesome just to get back out and play. I know from a community point of view, we've done it all tough, but they're good footy. And to our football club, I just want to say thanks very much. We've now played in last 5 grand finals. We've got 2. And we're going to keep going and we're going to keep working hard. We've got an awesome footy club from the ground up. Everybody who supports us, thanks very much.
go. Hey,